The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Look who's here.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my goodness. We
found a Welshie.
We did. Welcome to the BBC, the real BBC. That's bagging, boarding.
The one that people are willing to pay for?
Yeah, and chatting.
Heyo.
And I am very low on supplies today, folks. Sorry. Only a little bit of thought. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. Comic shop closing, Black Widow sucks, Loki sucks, Marvel stands, fucking hype gnosis, that uphill battle. It feels like the Force Awakens days for the MCU. Yeah, plenty to talk about. Let's go around. Let's say hi to our friends. Hi, Az.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm totally wide awake right now, like completely wide awake, because I just freaking downed this scalding hot coffee and I'm a little bit in pain right now, but it's strong as fuck.
Worth it.
Till 6 in the morning.
You know when? Well, it's funny you should say that, because you know when you text me, are you up? And I went, yo, yeah. And we just exchanged a few messages. That was 6 a.m. my time when I was still up.
Shit. Sorry.
No. And then I drifted into the land of Nod, and because I made an executive decision. Today was going to be a day of sleep for me, because people complain that I don't get enough sleep. So today is going to be a day of sleep and rest. And I fortunately fell asleep with Pornhub open, so I just dreamt of just porn. I just kept having busty Asian dreams. It was great.
That's awesome. That's way better than what I was dreaming about. I was dreaming about asteroids destroying the Earth, but you know.
Well, I kind of like Pornhub. I might mean Amazon Prime and person of interest, but yeah. So
I had a spooky dream. I'm jealous now.
Ooh, I did have a booby dream though.
Oh,
but I didn't have Pornhub open. That bit was a fib.
Oh wait, I said spooky, not booby.
I know. You had a spooky. I had a booby. Gary had an asteroid.
And then there was ambient sounds of spookiness. I had it wasn't coffee. I don't know what the drink was, but I was holding something. Do you know what happened? I was like, man, I wonder if this would be scary in a movie or not. You have you hold in the cup and it breaks off at the handle, but the cup doesn't fall because you're in a spooky mansion with ghosts or whatever. And you move away and you're like, wow, my hand just got really light. And then you look at it and this is what happened. I was looking at it and I was like, what the? And I looked around because everything was dark. And then a hand appeared holding it, and I looked up, and there was like a spooky ghost. And I went, whoa, and something else happened. I can't remember, but I was like, oh, that could work in a movie, actually.
Oh.
Something like The Conjuring.
I can just see the reviews coming through. Sham horror film tries to scare people with coffee.
You know what? I feel like it's an untapped spooky market.
It is. Well, there's an
drink scary. Let's make drink scary
for quality out there. I don't know. When I went to sleep, when I drifted off, I was listening to Joe Rogan and Graham Hancock and stuff. And then when I woke up, my phone had ambient noise playing, like it was ambient sleep. I didn't set it to that. How did my phone know to do that? That's weird. I'm starting to get a little weirded out by the Google and what they're doing.
Well, I mean, I honestly, this is hand on heart. Stuff that we've been discussing recently, I've been getting like adverts for.
Yeah.
So they are definitely listening into this.
No, they're yeah, absolutely. It just pops up. I'll probably look up an ad here, and there'll be some sleep aid. Welcome to the show, everyone. Again,
Hi.
I was up till 6:15 a.m. I messaged Az going, sir, I will need an extra hour of sleep because I can't function on 3 hours, but I can function on 4. It's weird, but I can. And the video's done, and I'm not going to add a single thing to it. I was every time, each day, each minute goes by, I think of something else I could put into it because the movie's dumb. It's that dumb. It's like it's turning into Picard. So I'm just like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to miss some stuff, but I'm just going to stop. It's better to get the movie out, and I can definitely discuss it in live streams because motherfucker, that movie is dumb. It's dumb. People, I know some people out there might be a little mesmerized by the hotness, right? Even though it's toned down, there's a bunch of hot women with shoulder pads running around beating the crap. And I'm not going to blame you if that's like why you like the movie. It's like, I like watching hot chicks beat the shit out of each other. Good on you. Awesome. Then that's fine. But if you're going to try to tell me it's a good movie, well, I give you one, Milena Maxwell, and let's just discuss her character for just a minute. Everything wrong with that character. She's Deus Ex Milena. She had all their codes. All she needed to do was flip. The Black Widows didn't actually do anything in their own movie except break out their dad and run.
Would it have been a better plot if, in the farm, spoilers, folks, by the way, it's not spoilers because this film's fucking shit. Yeah. 2/3 of it's shit anyway. 1/3 of it's pretty good, actually. I think anyway. More thinks all of it shit. But would it have been interesting, when the mother flips and it looks like she's betrayed them on the farm?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been interesting if she actually had betrayed them on the farm?
Much better.
And she was the one that actually put Taskmaster together, which was Ray Winston's son and not daughter, because of course it is played by a man, as the video put out yesterday. Stop giving Ryan credit. I did a video yesterday for it. I'm only joking. But yeah, it was a man. It was clearly a man. It would have been more interesting I think you got mute again, Gary, to have him as a son, to have it as a son with the same training as the widows. So you could have had a strong woman as a villain in the mother figure. You could have also had the Taskmaster who's mimicking all the powers of the widows, powers, the skills of the widows, while also being the same age but stronger and faster and longer and harder. And then Ray Winston trying to punch Black Widow at the end wouldn't look so fucking pathetic.
Did you see his death? His death is so
Lincoln miss it.
He's and then I was laughing my ass off. Oh, I've got
as what is in the chat, but as family.
The flames pushed his glasses off.
Hang on. I think I have his death. I have his death right here, folks. I've got all my to go. Here is
the death of the incredible villain Draco.
Oops. Let me.
Oh, I knew so. Blinking, he missed it, but there you go. Oh, hi. His glasses do get knocked. The flames did knock the glasses off. Gary was recreating the moment. Bye.
Oh, God, so dumb. He's all blah, blah, blah.
By the way, my theory for Melina, by the way, is that she's actually a horrible villain and she's gotten away with it. If you watch everything she does in the film, she's an opportunist, and she realized that if she teams up with them, she can destroy Dreykov, be free of his will, and also pretty much get off scot-free for all the horrors that she's inflicted over the past 2 decades or however long it's been.
Or she could have betrayed Dreykov with the Taskmaster, become the major villain because she wants to take over the Red Room.
I'm just saying, by the events as they went, she won, and she was not a good person.
No.
I think she had the doors open for the whole thing, where she could have been like, "Oh, Dreykov, you killed the Black Widow in your office, and you got rid of Alexei. They took me captive. I couldn't do anything. I swear, I wanted to help you guys out. Like, that was always a failsafe. But I think that she was just going to gun to try and destroy the whole building to get out of Dreykov's control, and then have no one hold her accountable Do you remember the scene where they're like, "Oh, you've been doing this for so long. I'm one of the girls. I'm one of the ones that they use mind control on." And Melina's like, I didn't know. Like, you knew. You knew.
You made it. You made the fucking thing.
And apparently everyone believed it. I was like, how could you she's been working on she's the lead scientist behind the mind control. How do you not know what it's used for?
But who would know that Melina had it anyway? Because she was mind control for about 30 seconds of the film, and then she was okay.
Mahler. Melina kept the photo album. You don't understand. She kept the photo album.
Did you love how they're having a very natural and authentic argument, and they both walk right in front of the photo album? Like, what are the odds of the whole house? You ended up right in front. She's like, I learned it from you, Melina, to maintain my heart. It's like, well, she didn't.
When she said that really touching moment, like, I remember when we recorded Christmas, Easter, and something Halloween all in the same day. It's like, wow, what a touching family moment that must have been.
See, did she remember to keep her heart helping topple over regimes, which led to thousands of orphan children that she subjugated and then trafficked to a man to...
Oh, she didn't know. She didn't know.
Oh.
See, she was, when she made the mind control, she was like, "Oh, this is for pigs, yes?" And Draco was like, "Yeah, it's for pigs. Yeah,
that comic is sexy.
Because men are pigs, dude.
So you saw women though.
Well, women are pigs.
That was so subtle, right? That whole messaging there. Mm-hmm.
Don't you think it looks like you?
What do you think, Gary? What do you think? Do you like my?
I love it. That one
virtually mint condition Invaders 1.
That's in better condition than mine.
Which I picked up for way less than you picked yours up for.
Well, you probably did it online. Yeah.
I'm going to take a photo of the screen, print it out, and put it on cardboard and say, I've got one too.
I got one too. And then just tweet it out. Here, I get comics.
It's the original.
But yeah, this is the first one off the press. And there you go, Gary. Boom.
That one's beautiful.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. And then think about it. I mean, no more ScarJo as Black Widow. No more Savage Hulk. You've seen the last of Hulk. It's going to be Smart Hulk, probably Mr. Fix-It.
No, Woman Hulk.
Well, male Hulk is still going to be around though, but not for long. Not for long.
No.
But we're not going to see Savage Hulk again. We might see Savage She-Hulk, but not Savage Male Hulk. So we're talking about core Marvel characters here. Hawkeye is way out. Was that
when they write that horribly, She-Hulk? They're going to be like, you only hate her because she's a woman. When it's a guy screaming, it's fine. It's going to be like, you're going to write it horribly. We already know it's going to happen.
Yeah, but women screaming is fucking annoying.
It is. And
maybe she'll be really low pitch.
Where's my tampon?
They did a Savage She-Hulk and nobody bought it, and then John Byrne made her sexy, and then everybody bought it. So, and that's what
a weird thing that was.
Yeah. So anybody who says like agenda has nothing to do with it, this film has woke. No, agenda has everything to do with it. It went into every single decision, narrative decision made in this film. It's the reason the Taskmaster was a dude walking around in the costume. You could see his package. You could say, dudes walking. Yes. We walk different because we got a package. We got a schlong. We got our balls hanging around in there. And
maybe that's just where she kept the shield, you know? It retracts down into a little...
Well, yeah, unless we're talking, balls are very difficult to hide. Cock and balls, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was clearly a man. Walk like a man, talk like a man, run like a man.
Yeah, and it seemed like the story was constructed more so to pass the baton rather than to give Natasha a meaningful history as well. We're obviously now like, guys, you need to like Yelena. We're going forward with it.
To pass the baton, I mean, I would say, Mola, correct me if you disagree, but I would say that you would have to be excited about who the baton's being passed to.
Absolutely. So I think that's what they wanted to do. They're just inept. They couldn't do it whatsoever. In fact, they did it in a really
on that as well.
I would argue they did it in a foul way, which they've been doing a lot recently. like I think we went over this last time, but just Sylvie with Loki, of course. It's like it's like, did you like Loki? It's like, well, push all of that over, and it's the same for Natasha. She's ashamed in the film for what she's done, and it's stuff that we've never even heard of before.
And she's miserable as fuck. She has no charisma like she does in the rest of the Marvel films.
Yeah, she's much more dour.
Yeah, she just walks around with a scowl on her face the whole film. She's miserable. She's dull. She's boring.
For reference, of course, she had things to be ashamed of, as in her actions before she defected. But what I'm referring to is like ditching family members, people she considered family. She admits at the end of the film that she felt it was real, and we saw her as a child defending her sister and stuff. So we know she felt that, but she cut them off, which is not what we know Natasha to do. So it's just like, yeah, of course she feels shame because you forced this action on her.
But Mauler, if we had, I don't know, I'm just going to throw this out there, maybe a Black Widow film where she was bad. And I don't know, I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe an agent from an organization, let's say like S.H.I.E.L.D., called Hawkeye. What if he was sent to kill her when they discovered that she was in Budapest?
What?
I know, but somehow the circumstances of that film, Hawkeye decided not to kill her and actually ended up turning Black Widow. And so her turning, how would that have happened? That would have been an interesting story.
You're making this up. This is fan fiction.
I know it's complete fiction. I'm just off my head. But that would have kind of filled in a hole, maybe, as to the guilt levels. No,
man wouldn't turn a woman. Men would only rape. Okay, just
unironically, they wouldn't have Hawkeye defeating her if they had done that story. It would have been she defeats him, and then he says, "Please don't," or something, and then she's like, "Maybe I will spare you.
I have a wife and kids."
Yeah, he would show her a photo of his kids and his wife. Be like, "Please don't." You're right. It would be a really interesting story. A younger, incredibly, your adept Hawkeye dominating Romanov in like a battle of wits or something through that apartment, and the arrows that they reference. You could do anything you want, and he, of course. He maybe finds out like how the Black Widows are constructed, and he feels guilty about this woman, and he captures her, and he can't bring himself to kill her. And the more they talk, there's so much potential.
This just sounds stupid now, more.
So much potential. This sounds
like a character study while at the same time still being fun. That's stupid.
Being a spy drama.
I didn't even hate the idea that she used a child to bait out a father to kill the father. That's something pretty rough that she might have done in her days,
I think that was actually good.
Could have been implemented that way.
And that's when she was with Hawkeye.
Yeah, that was under Shield's. Well, it sounded like she said that was because he says like, is the place clear or something? She says it's all clear while looking at the kid. So I wonder I don't know if that was sanctioned by Shield or not. But I mean, Shield were controlled by Hydra at that point.
Well, she did say there's collateral.
She said that to his sister. I don't know if she said that to Hawkeye. Maybe we'd be able to play with it if we were remaking it. But in this version. That was like the one thing where I was like, that's interesting that her defection is built on killing a little girl. You could say there's a lot of symbolic meaning there, but
it's the blood on her leg
is so bad. Like, it's just really hard to pull it.
Your legend must be dripping with blood. Well, maybe if we had a film showing a lot of that, we could have fucking empathized.
And they removed that anyway. They were like, no, you didn't kill her. It's fine. You gave her a weird eye. It's like, I mean, okay.
She's now sponsored by Commodore.
They padded some of them, paper towels on the ledger now, so there's a little less blood in there. We're doing all right. We got to, who knows what the rest of it was.
A couple little marks here.
And it sucks that we can't commit to having a female character having done something heinous.
Because women are amazing.
I suppose you could argue that she still chose to do it, knowing the kid could die. I just feel like they took away the consequence. I don't know why they did that. Well, I know why they did that, but you know what I mean.
Quick, Natasha, we got to kill this child. 2 seconds. I'm just canceling Gina Carano on Twitter. Hold on.
It looks it looks like they're trying to go into Dark Reign. Maybe you guys aren't good. It's like it's not that great of a crossover. It was a crossover that led into the Dark Avengers. which was Harry Osborn in the Iron Patriot costume, basically takes over the Avengers after the events of Civil War, and they replace it's they instead of Wolverine, it's Wolverine's son. They put all these bad guys into good guys' uniforms, basically. Or they could be doing the Thunderbolts, which is like a Suicide Squad. They could be going that direction. Either way, this is not even B. This is like C team. I don't know. I can't see people lining up at movie theaters to see Anthony Mackie, Falcon Cap, and Florence Pugh, Black Widow, in anything. For one, she's a Hobbit, but okay, that's fine.
Tiny, isn't she?
She is a tiny little thing, and you can
absolutely tiny.
It's watching it. I was going through and watching it in increments. I couldn't do it anymore, dude. I just stopped. I was like, this is so fucking bad. I can't even watch it for a second time for review purposes. Like I have a financial incentive to do it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't care. If I get a name wrong, I don't care. If I get something wrong, I don't care. I was actually listening to a stream. I was listening to Purple Valkyrie stream when she was talking about it. And I'd already done my review by then. My review was up and everything. And she said something which I thought was just like really astute. And she said, I'm not going to watch this film again. I have no incentive to watch this film again. And I was just like, shit. Oh, she said something like, the way that you should sort of benchmark a movie is, do you want to watch it again? And I was just like, oh my God, she's right. I don't. I have no interest in ever watching this film again. There was Gary, we spoke the other day, I think off camera, when we were just talking about, how I've seen Iron Man this many times, Captain America, and I've just, and I keep going back and watching them, etc. And no, I just, there are certain ones I just won't watch again. I'm not going to watch Ant-Man and Wasp again. I'm not going to watch Ant-Man again. I'm not going to watch Black Panther again. That was terrible as well. Doctor Strange, I've seen a couple of times. There was some stuff in there which is all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not going to watch like Thor Dark World again. but there's plenty that I'll be like, oh yeah, I could watch Iron Man all day, every day. I could watch Captain America, the First Avenger, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, all day, every day. There's plenty that I could just watch over and over and over and over again. This is another one I got to put on the list of, no interest in watching this film again.
So, okay. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as Captain Marvel. I don't.
I haven't even seen that film.
But I think it's close. I
am not sure, Gary. I think it might be worse. I'm not sure, man.
Ooh.
I'm the guy who made the 2-hour like laundry list of issues in that film, but the thing is, I think I could make a longer list for Black Widow right now. I'm not sure.
I think you could. I had to give up.
And see, Captain Marvel's character, my biggest criticism of her is she's flat. Like, I have no idea what she even values. If you remember, 3/4 into the film, she says, "Who am I?" It's just like, I don't know who you are either. I don't know what you value. And then the last quarter of the film is her getting all of her powers and just dominating. It's just like, yeah, that was a great. Meanwhile, I feel like this film damaged Natasha significantly.
Oh yeah, it minimized her. She's just another Black Widow. Remember, in the comics and in the MCU, she is supposed to be the exceptional Black Widow, and Yelena was special because she was the one who could match her skill set, and that's from a comic book, okay? But no, she is an exceptional Black Widow. There has never been anyone close to her, but now she's just part of the same team, and they're mind controlled. So that takes away the fear factor. I mean, part of Daredevil's power set is he's not afraid. He's simply not afraid of anything. He's black, and Black Widow's not afraid. She's absolutely fearless. But now, okay, are these women fearless and based on skills? And her subjugation was different. Is that still part of her power? We don't know. In the comics, it's real fucking clear. She's a badass. She is a woman, and part of the Black Widows is they're not the Delta Force. They're not the fucking Navy SEALs. They're not brute force. They're there to infiltrate. They're there to take advantage of men. Seduce. Femme fatale.
Well, that was the problem I had. That was one of the problems I had with the Black Widows, was the fact that they they were set up to be like a Delta Force, to be like a covert, Diamond Dogs type of business. And where was this film? Could have been so fun. There could have been, there could have been a fucking party. She puts a beautiful dress on. She's using her wits to get to who she needs to get the info off or assassinate or whatever. Then you could have had a great fight scene. She like rips half of the dress off type of business, like Carrie Llewellyn, License to Kill. So it's now, so it gives her much more maneuverability with the legs and shit. And you could have all these like really fun sort of Bond-esque kind of scenes. And I think and some people are sort of referring this to like a Bourne-esque film. You wish this was a fucking Bourne-esque film. The Bourne films were very well constructed. This was like, if I had £3.50 in a packet of All-Bran and tried to make a Bourne film. That's how this kind of came across. Natasha had no personality. Her sister had some quippy one-liners, but no charisma at all. Rachel Weisz probably had the most, it's difficult to say charisma because she didn't really exhibit, but she sort of had something about her which you wanted to like, come on, Rachel, come on, put it out of you, but it never quite happened. Nobody exhibited any personality at all in the movie apart from the father, but his personality was used as comedy. That whole gulag scene was one of the most boring things I've ever fucking seen in the MCU. And it was all over the place in terms of what is this guy's power set? What is he capable of and not capable of?
Did you enjoy they walked him out into the courtyard? I was watching this with Rags and Fringy, and I was like, what do you think their plan is? And Rags and Fringy was just like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you think their plan to get him out is? And they were like, are they going to like drop a rope for him to climb up? Or are they going to blow open a door for him to get through? And then I was like, well, whatever their plan is, they're not telling him. He walks all the way out to the middle of the courtyard, stands there for like 10 seconds. They don't tell him a thing. It is the most bizarre prison break I've ever seen. He's like, what do I do? And then they start blaming him. They're like, is he going to do it? And they're like, I guess he isn't. It's like, I guess we have to save him. Like,
well, they were working off the assumption that he could figure out the plan from then turning up in a helicopter. We're in a helicopter. He can figure out the plan.
And then he just does a jump, and I was just like, is that even what they want him to do? I don't know. I guess it is.
Now he's climbing. Why does he need to climb when you're in a helicopter?
It's almost like wine moms wrote a superhero movie and half watched a couple of Bond movies and just thought James Bond knew the plans. I don't fucking know. That's what it is. It's wine mom superhero fucking movie. It was dumb. And that whole prison break was stupid. For one, they just show up and the prison just decides to not shoot at them for the first 20 minutes. They're fucking flying over like an unmarked. It's like, I'm sure it's fine.
Well,
there. I mean, we have like 50 caliber guns there. So
this is something that I haven't seen discussed.
The 50 cal that bounce off the helicopter fucking window.
Remember she does a badass walk through the helicopter. Like, I don't even care that all these bullets are showering on me because they're all gonna miss. So one thing I'm not seeing discussed enough for my liking is how immoral that whole scene was. Like, you first of all are breaking out a guy, as far as they know, who is there paying his debt to society, guarded by many people who work for that same country, doing what they can to put food on the table for their families. They try to stop you the second that you start, attacking them. And then you fire an RPG at one of them, instant killing him, of course. Fuck that guy, fuck that guy for trying to defend the prison. What a piece of shit. And then an avalanche starts and you bury...
His wife and children think the same.
Not only do you bury all of the guards and prisoners that didn't make it inside, but of the ones that did, they are tearing each other apart now.
Yeah, the prisoners are tearing the guards. Yeah,
it could be cannibalism by the next day.
Well, and a friend of mine was like, well, how long would it take for the government to get them out of there? And I was like, I don't know that. Like, so they've probably destroyed a lot of their communications, as well as just like they're buried under who knows, God knows how many meters of snow, and they're all out of their prison because they unlocked all the doors because they're insane people. So like it's carnage in there. Like I would be surprised there's not blood all over the walls from all the shit that's happening, because the prisoners might think this is our opportunity to get out. And if the government managed to actually dig it all up and be like, right, who's left? You'll just see prisoners piling out, try to escape, and they'll just be like shooting several of it. And if I think this would be okay if Black Widow was super like, you shouldn't have done that. This was a terrible, terrible thing that we just did.
Oh, Morley, do you know what we could have done with? We could have done with a trained spy who was well trained in covert operations, infiltration, assassination. They could have, if only we had something like that could have snuck into the prison and snuck their surrogate father out of the prison.
We could have done something fun. They could have put a mask
just a
on.
blunt instrument.
And pretended to be Dreykov. They could have been like, put on a fat suit with Dreykov's face and be like, I need to see Alexei. And the scene could begin with us thinking that is Dreykov. And then you can have Alexei pour into Dreykov how much he fucking hates him. And like, you cost me everything. You're leaving me here. As he's taking him out of the prison. And then he gets cut off with like, wait, you're releasing me? And then he pulls off the mask.
Stop writing a better film.
I just think that there's so much potential, even in these shitty films. You can still draw something out of them.
Absolutely. And we're proving every day these are shitty films, and it's easy because they keep hiring a bunch of freaking nobody posers to write these movies to call it empowerment when they're actually saving money. These women are cheap and controllable. That's the only reason they're fucking hiring them. Kevin Feige had a problem with big name directors. Let's go back to phase 1. Kenneth Branagh was supposed to direct Thor 2 and didn't because he got too mouthy when he wanted to have a good story and didn't want to put shit. Terrence Howard wanted a couple more bucks. He got a little mouthy. They sent him packing. Edgar Wright, one of the architects of the MCU, he had a lot. It wasn't just fucking Ant-Man. It was a lot of shit. And by the way, his Ant-Man would have been fucking awesome. And they got rid of him for some fucking comedy director who did what he was told. So that's what Kevin Feige's about now. He's done getting, and the Russo brothers, they were fucking nothing before he brought them on. Joss Whedon was the last time he was going to have a big time director. Sam Raimi is a compliant guy. As far as a big name director, he'll do what he's told. Spider-Man 3, he's non-confrontational, and that's exactly why they hire these women. So don't think it's for empowerment or we want to hear new voices. That's bullshit. They're cheap.
Well, we've just 3 Ramptons have already written better scenes in this movie just by winging it for 5 minutes on a live stream. Well, than the actual scenes that were constructed.
Like, trying to change as little as possible. If they had just dropped the rope as he came out onto the courtyard, at least I'd be like, okay, they're trying to say get to the rope. At least there's that. It's baffling to watch, where he's just like, what do I do? And they're just looking at him like, yeah, he's not doing stuff. It's like, what is this scene?
What a dummy. We didn't tell him anything, and he doesn't know what we're doing. Men are stupid. I think this was Mum should be in the helicopter by now.
What accentuates this for me, and I'm assuming you guys might be on the same team here, is in terms of eras. When I think of Iron Man, I often it's like one of the meaningful parts of that film. There are several, but one I always remember is when he's on his sofa messing with his repulsor. He's watching TV, and he's getting angrier and angrier, looking at the reports of what's happening.
After Obadiah double deals him, the scene is. I just saw it a couple days ago, so I just watched Iron Man in the middle of my Black Widow review because I need to see what was good. I need to it had been a while. So Obadiah just fucking screwed him over, said, it was me.
It was me.
Save you from yourself. And he finds out that he's been double dealing and it's been leading to killing thousands of men, women, children that he actually saw. And he's sitting on that couch. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's my favorite scene where he's playing and the music is just building up. You hear it going.
And the thing is, he made it perfecting the suit he made in the desert, right? And it's a really cool piece of tech. And now he's got an opportunity to use it. And so he's got to make a choice. And these are huge parts in these movies. Thor is, as much as I'm not a huge fan of Thor, right? But I do like the character. I just meant the film itself. Like I think it's perfectly serviceable. I would way take something like that right now than what we're getting. But there's the moment where he hasn't got any of his powers and he chooses to fight the Sentinel thing anyway. That's the choice. Cap, obviously the scene with him and Erskine, where it's like, are you sure you're going to do this? And it's just like, it's all built on the fact that he wants to be able to fight, but he hasn't got the body for it. It's got the mind, not the body, so we can finally have that opportunity. And I think I really like all of these moments. They're really inspiring. And even in the let's call it the second tier or second era, like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange and stuff, I'm pretty sure even those films have the choice moment. Like I think Doctor Strange is told like Dormammu is coming, and it's like you can run off or you can help, that sort of thing. Black Widow, like I think they've just completely given up on this kind of structure now. It's just stuff happens, and you vaguely try and follow like what the fuck is happening.
Well, in Age of Ultron, when Scarlet Witch gets into her head and she starts having the flashbacks to the Red Room. And it was much better when the Red Room was just in Budapest and not some fucking spaceship flying around the place.
Yep.
That felt really, really kind of grounded.
Yeah.
And I was interested into, we saw the ballerina aspect of it. So it looked like there was a covert cover going on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then we saw the gunplay with them. We saw her, getting, garroted by somebody much stronger than her and not being able to fight him off. So she had to tap out. Because she was showing her getting better and better and better. And nice. And it was showing her, a progressive path. This is, if you want to, I know this movie was meant to be a passing of the torch movie, but why even have it in the fucking first place?
Because
why even have it in the fucking first place? Because she's dead. You could have just passed the fucking torch anyway and had Elena come in being, you could have done the Tasha Yar, moment from season 2 of The Next Generation, where it's I'm Tasha's sister.
Well, it would have made more sense probably if she'd heard about Black Widow's death or Natasha's death. She'd been like, "What the fuck happened?" I've been doing my own shit, but now I'm getting involved because my sister died or something. It wouldn't make a lot of sense still, but this film doesn't. But I was just going to say we all know this film should have been in phase 2, and it should have been about Hawkeye.
Yep. And
but unfortunately, Kevin Feige and a lot of other producers were like, "It's just not going to make the money it needs to," so no.
Oh, that's insane. Black Guy.
And then Wonder Woman makes $1 billion.
Black Guy. No, if it was Hawkeye and Black Widow, it would have made $1 billion and have them fighting a proper Taskmaster in Budapest.
Oh yeah, people would have loved it.
Oh hell yeah!
That's it. And
you have them beat him, not kill him. You have them beat him by using each other's moves in ways that like keep him off guard. He can't match the patterns.
Black Widow starts mimicking Hawkeye. Hawkeye starts mimicking Black Widow. So Taskmaster can't process the power because they've switched. They've learned from each other, and now because those two goes toe to toe. Dude, they can fight each other to a standstill.
You even have Hawkeye pass her his bow, and she throws her little staff thing.
Yes,
and she gets the kill. Let ScarJo have. Let her have all the fucking money shots and everything because she deserves it. She needs them. And then Hawkeye, who hasn't had any either. But that would be great. Showing men and women working together as equals. They both kick ass, but these are the deliberate missed opportunities. They're deliberate missed opportunities because what you just said, Mahler, they took away the choice from the hero's journey because they took away the hero's journey because that's part of and I'm not making this shit up. I wish I was. It's part of the patriarchy. They've gone full academia in Hollywood. They've lost their fucking minds and they're trying to still tell superhero stories without like any masculinity at all. And if it's there, it's for the bad guys only. And I wish I was just talking about fucking movies. And I wish I didn't know. I feel like 3 years ago, I did the Day Live thing. I put my glasses on and I see all the obey shit, and it's just, it can't go away now. It's fucking in everything. And I heard people saying this for Captain Marvel 2. They're going, it wasn't woke. Well, it's like, no, it wasn't woke. Filled with intersectional feminism, but it wasn't woke. You're right. And it affected it affected every decision made with this movie. Every single decision made. That's why it's illogical. That's why it doesn't make sense. That's why we had great opportunities to have David Harbour's Red Guardian be a hero, and they cut away. And then when they cut back, he's getting his ass handed to him by the Taskmaster. And then Melina Maxwell, that's a spoiler for my video, Melina Maxwell fucking scissors him in the Taskmaster into the fucking prison cell where they lock him.
Well, you see, it made complete sense that the fight just happened to be right outside the open cell, so she could do that. And it also made sense that David Harbour knew what to press to close and lock the door. I was like, okay.
Well,
that's because he read the script.
Right.
It wasn't it convenient that Melinda Maxwell, I mean, again, the Black Widows did nothing. They had to rely on her to flip on her lifetime business partner. And she just happened to, I built it and designed everything. She probably built it herself, the Red Room. She was probably there with her fucking toolkit. And she's in the fucking little ratchet wrench, like building the entire thing by herself because she don't need no man. Yeah.
It's absurd. The lead scientist designed the cells mechanically. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Really? And then, like,
head engineer and head scientist and a Black Widow that went through the phase 4 times. Who the fuck is this woman?
And Drake off, Harvey Weinstein off, like he would trust her with everything, right? Like she flipped on him like that over a 3-year relationship. She's probably been with other families longer undercover. She looked like I was more convinced that she liked her pigs more. I was actually, that nothing was supposed to make sense. Wasn't it? Oh, for one, they blame it on fucking David on Alexei that they're like, we don't have enough fuel to get to St. Petersburg, and they listen to him. He's all, you got enough fuel. He hasn't even looked at the fucking controls. And then you're gonna blame it on him. You were flying the fucking helicopter, you dumb shits.
But I just as well interview with they went to the prison, and by the time they were done with their job there, they had like a quarter of their fuel tank left. Did they think that the Red Room was going to be floating right above the prison? What the fuck was the plan?
Maybe they thought they could fill up at the prison while they're breaking somebody out. I don't fucking.
It's the thing. Nobody cares about it. I bring it up all the time, but Iron Man, you get the energy levels literally down to digits. You get all of his pieces of armor coming off, so you know what is at risk. It's like a little health bar going down.
Yes.
Cap gets tired. Thor gets tired. Like everything in we see in the monster, we have no idea how like resources are working. They just keep popping up all over I love that guy, by the way, Mason. Just like, me providing you this caravan is costing me, okay, because of Ross. Oh, me providing you this helicopter is costing me, okay. You need to make it up to me. So I'll make it up to you. Okay, here's a Quinjet. Just have a Quinjet. It's fine.
Yeah, and like you don't even see him driving up in a car. He just magically appears in the forest like a fucking arms fairy. Like, what the fuck? It was so low effort. This thing is low effort. For one, it's a repeat of Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron with X2 mixed in. And it's ridiculous. I mean, and what you thought of, I didn't even think about that with the prison thing. I mean, I thought about all the death, and I'm like, no, everybody's dead. Everybody in that prison, including the good guards, are dead. And Black Widow.
But here's the thing, man. If anyone out there makes a video saying, well, they were prisoners, it's like, oh, so they just deserve to die. Like, is that how that works?
Do the guards deserve to die? Maybe because they're Russians, they all deserve to die.
Okay.
That's kind of the mantra from Hollywood.
Oof, what an awful attitude that you see like a muscle-bound prisoner with some tattoos, and you're like, that guy should die. Like, oh. Like, no one's in there for like petty theft or anything. They're all just, children murderers. That's what they all are.
They must be. They're not in there for like stealing food because it's Russia.
Nope.
Nope, not at all. Here, let's see if I have any more fun clips for my video that I can share. Hang on. Do I have the opening? Hang on. Is this the whole opening?
Is it your time of the month?
I don't get my period, dipshit. I don't have a uterus.
Or ovaries.
That post's so weird to me when she's like, they rip it all out. It all comes right. I was like, are you making a joke?
Out of what could have been a dramatic moment, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, just like in WandaVision, when she's like, yeah, you died and you came back and they made it jokey, funny. This should have been like a horribly sad moment.
Yeah, because you have him doing a standard joke a lot of people do. He's like, oh, is it your time of the month? You can have them be silent. And he's like, what? And it's like he legitimately doesn't know that that's a procedure that Black Widows go through. And when he finds out, he can have a bit of a crisis that he put them through that.
Yep. And
it means they can never have their own like blood families. There's so much potential to actually work with, but they just make everything a fucking joke. Because this is the thing, like, I agree with what most people say at this point. Marvel has no clue on how to balance drama and comedy. They just destroy drama with comedy. And their comedy's always pathetic anyway, so it's just really tough to get engaged. So here comes another joke.
Do you remember Joss Whedon getting a ton of fucking criticism for that sterile scene from Age of Ultron? I do.
I mean, I don't know what the takes on that here are going to be, but like I'm relatively happy with it as a writing choice.
It was opposite. No, for one, I had no problem with it, but of course it was women are just known for their productive origins, or that was it. That was the take. And they called Joss Whedon a misogynist for putting it in there. Vox wrote an article, all the Vox wrote an article. I remind everybody of that in my review. And it's like the opposite point of view from this. This was, well, a woman wrote it, so it's okay. It's almost empowering that they can face the horrible thing that was done to them. And yes, they just came in and they take my fallopian tubes and and like, yeah, for when you wasted what could have been a bonding moment.
They have it say like, oh, they ripped them all out. And then he goes, ew, you don't have to be so specific.
It's so
it's so funny. And by the way, speaking of it's made by a woman, so you can't be doing this. There's a lot of male gaze in this film. Did you spot the amount of ass shots we got?
We got a lot of ass shots.
I was genuinely surprised. Like, again, no complaints. Absolutely okay with them. But I was just like, hang on. We get whoa. There was a shot where she's putting the vials into her car. It's like a straight 6-second shot full of her ass. I was just like, okay.
Full.
So I think we need to talk about the lesbian gaze, okay?
Mm-hmm. It had to be, or the movie is practically made before this female director is hired on to attack it, and she didn't. I actually have an article showing that the women directors do not direct the action scenes; they only direct the scenes between the actors. Everything else is for them because the director turned it down, and then she ratted them all out. She's like, yeah, I turned them down because I wanted to direct the action scenes. And they're like, don't worry about it, little sweetie honey pop. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So Kate Shortland didn't direct that hodgepodge garbage scene at the end. That was probably some effects editor or something that put it together. Or Kevin Feige. Yeah,
we were just talking about ass.
Ass. There was plenty of ass in it, and yeah, you can't tone down ScarJo. Like they pushed the boobs down as much as they could, but then they gave him these giant shoulder pads. But you know, that scene where she's walking to this Quinjet at the end, it's like nothing but ass. Fucking.
It wasn't an Iron Man 2 ass scene where they literally just follow her ass in the diner to the table. That was a good scene.
There was one. I almost want to get you the timestamp because you know what? We got to show the people the ass. Okay, it's important. I feel like that's our job in this this world. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe she's contracted. She's like, I need an ass shot of my peach.
I got to wait
around 24 minutes 50 seconds. All right, if you get there.
Okay, 24.
Oh wait, I could be wrong.
Sorry, people. If you're wondering where I went, people, all this talk of Black Widow just made me go off and try and commit suicide.
My bad. It's like a little bit like a minute later. It's when her lights go out at around 25:20. She heads out of her caravan and then just let it go.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Well, the ass outside is shining.
So she
fucks with the generator. She picks up the canister, and then we get the shot.
Okay,
I dare you to play that and tell me that is strictly for plot. Okay, we needed to understand how she moved from one place to the other. Right? I agree. We need to see the evidence. See, chat's on board.
That.
She needs some more fuel.
I of course do not have access to this, but I am just going to use my imagination.
What do you call that?
That is
a lot of ass.
I wasn't looking at the well, then if you want to go all the way to the end.
Oh yeah. I distinctly remember the shot in the film. Yeah, I was just like, that's just ass.
That's just ass. There's nothing else to it. If someone was like, "No, I was very interested in the gas canister," it was important.
That was important to me at least. At least it said, "Hey, look, she got ass."
Well, I just get confused. I thought that we were not supposed to do this anymore because obviously the Russos, Joss Whedon,
That was for the lesbians out there,
and Jon Favreau, they've all filmed her ass quite a bit, and it's like, well, that's because they're men. It's like, oh, okay.
Stop objectifying her.
He was
trying to keep a low controlled shot of her putting the cans into the car.
That is a beautiful scene with trees and grass in the Quinjet. Nice ass.
Nice ass.
Yes. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry at all.
No.
Rip that thing.
Someone just needs to make that video.
Destroy Scarlett Johansson if I had half the chance.
Black Widow is filled with the female gaze, and it needs to stop.
It needs to stop. It is
just.
Nicest rom-com arms dealer who was like the arms fairy showed up out of fucking nowhere.
Arms dealing fairy. I feel like
he's definitely the arms fairy.
David Harbour played 3 different characters in the film, including Jim Hopper in the beginning.
Yes.
He channeled his fucking that's what he was. It was Jim Hopper in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was just think of stereotypical Russian prisoner. Then he gets a little sweeter towards the end, but like if you mastered an American accent and you were, undercover a lot, I mean, would you be talking like this? Not all Russians talking like this. As a matter of fact,
it felt embarrassing, like watching everybody do it. Like, hello. This is my Russian accent.
They were bad. They were all fucking bad accents. David Harbour's was okay. It was too much, but Ray Winstone, I couldn't understand him half the movie.
It's really difficult to do the Russian. I sound like a South African.
His first line of the movie where he says the Red Guardian returns, he literally says like the Red Guardian returns. And I was like, stop.
The Red Guardian
returns. Like that's totally Russian, believe me.
Oh my god. So the movie felt like they changed their mind about a third of the way through. It was written by committee. There's so much fucking inconsistency in this thing. I could not fit it all in my video. My video is 26 minutes long. That's pretty long for me.
Ladies.
And I've already thought of 2 other things I could add to it, but I don't know if I have time today.
Have you got the murdering of all the prisoner people? You got to throw it in, Gary.
I've got the murdering of the prison people. I've got a big long thing about how there's a giant sausage in between the legs of the Taskmaster. And
wait, have you got a timestamp for that? Because I would totally want to let people know if I get a chance to eat that. That'd be funny as hell.
Yes, I will get you the timestamp, but it's
right.
3 minutes in. It's like, okay, we're gonna stop and talk. We got to do a little. I said we got to do a little. I think it was a little lesson of biology. Boys and girls are different, and one of those differences, testicles. They dangle in between legs, something like that, and it makes us walk different. And then I do. I've got an example of men walking, strutting, right? Yeah. Hopefully it works, or maybe it's just completely cringe. We'll find out. You decide.
Oh yeah, and did you like the bit at the beginning where when the Taskmaster is just in their room waiting to be switched on? I don't know, learning the Widow abilities and stuff. That woman, who I imagine was just another Black Widow, just comes in and starts doing a smiley face on the Taskmaster.
Was that a reference to like men telling women to smile, or was that something else?
I think maybe it was.
Because I'm not even trying to say anything. I literally have no idea why they did that. I got nothing. Like, was it the activation thing? Like you do that and say smile, and then Taskmaster turns on. I don't know.
No. Yeah. It was supposed to show like how cold the Taskmaster is.
He's just smile.
All I know is
the Transmaster. Somebody said in the chat.
The Transmaster. That's exact. Oh, that is good. That is good. Oh, well done. Well done. Oh no, I'm perplexed. I actually forgot that scene was in there because it was so fucking meaningless.
Yeah, I remember thinking like I'm sure we'll find out what this is about. Like maybe.
How about when the taskmaster is watching the video of Natasha fighting, and you can clearly see it's got a chest and like a little waist and no hips whatsoever. And then when they change it to the woman, it's got like boobs and hips and a female ass. But it's like, dude,
Olga Kurylenko is a model. Like,
yeah,
she cannot have the same body as the guy, the stuntman who's been working as Taskmaster throughout the rest of the movie. They cannot coexist as bodies. It's not going to happen.
Everybody forget you saw this and make sure you watch my video, okay? God damn it.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to spoil my video. That's why I wanted to get it out before.
This is the tease, but the good stuff's in there, you're seeing.
Think of this as the after credits scene that's going to make them watch that movie.
We're gonna do a before and after with some pictures here. Oh, this is should we do? Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this one.
Okay. I think
What?
I think we found some cock.
No.
Uh-oh.
Get excited, everybody. We did ask.
Do you think they said to the male actor who was, the male stunt guy, just like, try and like move your hips a little bit when you walk, so it actually kind of, gives an indication.
Now I can't put him side to side. Now in my video, I put him side to side with fucking arrows. Just focus on these shoulders. All right, just focus on the shoulders. Yeah,
I would look at maybe like 28 minutes, 25 seconds in.
B. Little difference in neck length and shoulder width, like 6 inches. But they got close. But yeah, Olga is, for one, she's hot. She's really hot. Not
she was a Bond girl, right?
Yeah,
Bond girl.
In Quantum of Solace.
She's also in Wonder Woman.
And Hitman. She was in Hitman as well, wasn't she? Getting all her kit off.
And she was also in Clash of the Titans, I believe. Clash of the Titans. But Olga, I love. She's hot and not here.
Well, they kind of blew up her face, so
they did kind of blow up her face, but it wasn't that bad. And how did Dreykov not get fucking hurt at all? So what did you say? What timestamp, bud?
28:25.
28:25. Man, I'm at 28:26. Now 28:24. Okay, here we go. 28.
Big letter crotch in your face.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Sorry, what was that, Molly?
I'm just trying to. I need a brighter screen to see my vision.
Right
because
there.
You do get a crotch
a
shot.
Little bit more.
It pans up a little bit in a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I'm seeing it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now I got to put that in my video.
Let's get the schlongage in there,
Get out there. Give me 25 seconds. Wait, when did it 28.
Do you notice how he's so much broader there than when she is at the end?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Do you like how Taskmaster just doesn't kill her over and over again as well?
Yeah, it says the Taskmaster will only take you out if they believe that you're a threat. And when it went to the eye thing, it said threat 88%.
Well, you see, as that is 12% away from 100%. So what would be the point?
Guys,
I think 88% is a pretty big threat.
If you're going after glass vials of MacGuffin, wouldn't you want to wait till she walks into the store and just take him out of the car? Or, I don't know, blow up the car. Let's fucking blow up the car. It won't break the glass vials of MacGuffin.
I don't like. when you look at this scene, it looks like Taskmaster's looking to collect the vials, and at that point, it's just like, wait, did you want to blow up the car and destroy them? Like what?
Yeah, I'd like then destroy them. Why would you want to collect them and keep them? I mean,
just fire another arrow, fire another arrow, fire another arrow.
How
did they teleport from the
blow up
to the top of the?
It's fucking dumb. And by the way, the Taskmaster should have fucking killed her right here. Had her dead to fucking rights. And look at that. You can see.
Just smashed her head on the concrete right now.
It was funny. I had someone, I can't remember if it was on Twitter or not, but they were like, what's he going to do? He hasn't got a gun or a sword or anything. And at first you're like, okay, that's really stupid, actually. The Taskmaster doesn't have any guns. Like, why would he not? But secondly, he does have a sword. He just doesn't use it at this point.
He has a sword, he has a bow, has a shield, has a gun.
He has claws, too.
Does he have a gun?
Has claws as well.
Does he ever use a gun throughout the whole film? I'm trying to remember.
Can't remember.
Got a knife, got a sword, got a shield, got a bow, got claws.
Mm-hmm.
No gun.
Why the fuck wouldn't he have a pistol? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Because Taskmaster doesn't believe in the Second Amendment.
Even Cap uses a pistol in the first one, remember?
Cap's killing people left, right, and center in the first Avenger with his gun.
This guy like, nah, I don't want to be using a gun. That's a bit much. Explosive arrows, that's chill, but a gun?
Okay, so I've got a question for you. I've got a nerd question for you, though.
Man killed terrorists and like left one terrorist for people to rip to shreds. That was my favorite part. Go on, Maz.
Yeah. Do I pre-order a 1 in 6 Taskmaster, and then when it comes, set up a scene between Hawkeye and Black Widow in a black outfit fighting Taskmaster, who's actually a man?
If you can switch out the weapons to create the scene we were inventing half an hour ago, you should do it. Just do it. Give Black Widow's weapons to Hawkeye and vice versa. Take a photo and be like, this was the film they stole.
Are they making a 1/6 Taskmaster? You cannot be serious.
No, they are. I've got it right here. I'll share the screen right now.
Did you see the Loki action figure?
Which one?
The one from the series where he's just wearing his fucking like.
Oh, that's a third party. That's third party.
No, that's not. It said Legends. That was third party, or was it a custom?
Oh. Which one then? Sorry, I'm talking about a 1 in 6. There's a 1 in 6 where he's in his president outfit. There you go, 1 in 6 Taskmaster.
Yeah, as people have pointed out,
that's a man. I mean, that's a man. That is not a woman. That is a man.
As the model got a gun,
man.
it would be funny if the model had a pistol on his side.
Well, there's a hole. It looks like a holster there.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, but it kind of. I think it's just the same as that. It's just it's tampons in there, makeup in that one.
But as people are pointing out, if you remember, Winter Soldier had the assault rifle with a grenade launcher with a scorpion on his back, and then 3 pistols. I think that was Winter Soldier's outfit.
Yep.
So that's a man. This is a man. So it's not even close to a woman.
So, did you see? Was it Jeremy Johns? One of the reviewers matched up scenes with Winter Soldier and Black Widow, and it's fucking silly. Like the car blows up the same way, and Taskmaster comes out like Winter Soldier the same fucking way. They have a hideout at the house like they do in Age of, and then the fucking end scene is exactly the fucking same as Winter Soldier. And you
There's
know
a
what?
weird amount of copying going on. Yeah.
It's their own fucking movie. It was just a few years ago, and then there's this is frustrating. There's the Marvel consumers going, fucking hater, you just hate stuff, and I'm like, no, this okay, never mind. I mean, like, we're an idiocracy. I give up. I fucking give up.
Oh well, you guys will love this. When we were criticizing Marvel stuff on EFAP, we had someone come in and tell us you're just fucking DC fanboys.
Well, you do so love the Snyder Cut.
I do. That's why I understood how they made that mistake. I was like, you know what? It's true. I do just hate Marvel. I've got nothing but hatred for them. That's the thing. Most of this, they never understand. Most of this comes from a place of love. There's a core. We really liked X, and X has become Y, is the point.
Yeah. I loved the MCU. Even the average movies, I was fine. I started hating it around Ant-Man and Wasp. I couldn't stand Ant-Man and Wasp. And I was one of the few. Everybody's like, it's okay. Come on, how many times you rewatch Ant-Man and Wasp?
Well,
none.
See, my defense of Ant-Man and the Wasp is I don't remember any of it. Okay, so
yeah,
Well, that is actually true. I could not give you a story breakdown. I know there's a woman in grey,
Quantum,
and she's useless. Lawrence Fishburne's in it.
Quantum.
Michelle
Lawrence Quantum
Pfeiffer.
Fishburne.
Michelle
There's a Stargate.
Michelle Pfeiffer is a goddess in the quantum world. She had been there for so long. She learned to survive on her own, that she could create matter out of fucking nothing.
Good God, did I not understand how any of that made any sense at all? It was something else.
Well, she just died like in inner space and just,
Yeah. I don't know what she'd fucking eat,
I know, that's what,
and then of
how
course,
can you create...
Wasp could do everything that Ant-Man can do, but better, basically. And most of the time, she's bailing him out of mistakes he makes and stuff. It's just lame. Both technically in terms of their prowess, his abilities and stuff, but also critically, like he's kind of a dumbass, and she's like catch-up idiot sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Time's up, Mauler. Time's up.
Well, do they have any idea what they're doing with Ant-Man, or is he on his way out at this point?
He's on his way out too. Though he's going to do probably a couple of team movies. I mean, like all the major white male characters are on their way out. They're on their way out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Strange gets killed in his film.
They killed him.
You really wouldn't.
You'd think they'd want to do a Doctor Strange 3 where he passes it over to the next Doctor Strange that's not a guy, like first, I guess, because they're going to want the Sorcerer Supreme again, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're cocking up. Cocking up. That's what they're cooking up in the comics, isn't it? The killing off Strange.
That's the only reason why I think they keep him alive. He's got to pass it over to someone else first.
He's my cock.
We need one of those new rock stars, fucking giant circles and an arrow right here, on the thumbnails that they used to do.
Oh, like, yeah.
Right here in the crotch.
Shrink. That's the thumbnail, dude. That's the thumbnail.
And it's got to say, "Oh man," that's what my thumbnail.
That's
not a woman. That's a man.
Oh, that is a good reference. Excellent. Someone in chat just said these guys keep saying the MCU is dying or it's over, and yet the films and TV shows and movies keep making piles of money. I've actually never claimed that they're losing money as a result of this. It's just that the storytelling is garbage now.
Yeah, storytelling is just terrible.
Yeah, I've always said that they are going to lose money because even the dumbest consumer will catch on to this shit because the storytelling is going south. They're not hiring top-tier writers. They're not hiring top-tier directors. They are relying on people just going and enjoying next Disney product, which this was. So everybody believes it did well. It did well. We don't know that.
FYI, Falcon and Winter Soldier did terribly.
Yeah.
Absolutely terribly, by the way.
Yeah. There is no way. For one, Disney could have shared, Disney just shared their numbers when something did well, meaning they don't share them when they don't do well. They haven't shared anything. And if you judge Google searches, the Disney Plus series, the Disney stock had flattened out until the release of Black Widow. Black Widow was supposed to make 800 million to 1 billion worldwide at the box office prior to the coof. So everybody's going to call it a success when it makes 600 million there, but it's barely going to make its money back at 600 million.
Yeah, to clarify, I probably should have said, I think they're making less money than they could, and you'd be like, what would fix this? Better storytelling will make people passionate. Why do you think the MCU is where it's at? People were passionate about those original films. People want to see Iron Man team up with Cap because they like both of them.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said, how do you know that Falcon and Winter Soldier did poorly? Well, they gave the numbers for Loki, didn't they? The first episode of Loki. So using that to extrapolate popularity through Google Trends, we can see that Loki was slightly more popular than WandaVision, whereas Google Trends will show that Falcon and Winter Soldier is right down there. Right down there. It's barely fucking registering a blip compared to those other two. So if the first episode of Loki did, what was it, 800,000, 900,000, they reckon?
Yep, 900,000.
Falcon and Winter Soldier looked like it did about 300 and something.
And that's through set-top boxes, basically. So I would add another 1.5 million on it for streaming. So we'll say 3 million people watched an episode of television. That's terrible. That's fucking CW. Now, they paid for it. That's fine. But a good, Game of Thrones had 10 to 15 million people watching it overnight every night. It's a lot of fucking people.
A lot of disappointments.
And this is the MCU. This is the single biggest franchise in the world. And for one, the Macarena was popular. It made a lot of fucking money. Arms Wide Open, Creed was tremendously popular. It made a lot of money. Was it good?
Hi.
No. Success is financial success and success amongst the audience. Marvel is the biggest brand in the world because pretty much 75% of the audience generally loved everything, and it was pretty fucking good, arguably until Infinity War. Captain Marvel is when the real mistakes started happening, and I list them all in my video, and they're long. It is a long list of mistakes. Narrative mistakes. Forget the agenda. Narrative mistakes. 5-year blip. Tony Stark sacrificing millions of people for his 5-year-old daughter that he might have had anyway. Captain America character. Birkenstock Hulk. You'll never see Savage Hulk again. Fat Thor. That's the last time they'll ever fight together. Oh, by the way, no more Black Panther. No fault of Marvel's and Disney's, and it's a tragedy, but no more Black Panther, and they're not going to recast him. The morals of the storytelling are the thing that I find the most troubling, Mahler. Letting these women go who have committed fucking war crimes and atrocities, and it's like, it's okay.
But they're being written by fucking retards. Yeah. These people don't understand heroes. They have no understanding of heroes whatsoever. That's why we get she's great to start with and she never changes hero, because they don't understand how to craft a story. They don't understand what struggle did Natasha go through in this film.
Whoa. I always feel like I do this to you. It's like, well, as she did get killed like 10 times in a row. The thing is that she's got it like she literally made of metal, so it doesn't matter. So not really any struggle, actually. There's that one shot, if you remember, when she says, "You're the only super person I know," and then it shows Natasha lifting her shirt off and she's got loads of bruises. Yep. And it's like, oh look, she can take damage, but it doesn't do anything to her ever. Never see her go, ooh. Remember Daredevil, the show, where obviously it would every hit matters. Like it's kind of
God. Like you could see him like just falling apart as the series progresses, where he could barely fucking fight anymore, and it's so good. Oh, that's so good. Don't remind me of the greatness of Daredevil. Black Widow.
So there's no fundamental choice that I know she goes through really in this film. She's more of a ping pong ball, Natasha, for everyone else's goals. She's dragged in by Yelena, and then she's dragged forward by Melina.
But when she fell down into that quadrant, when the other Black Widow had fallen down, she was just dead.
She didn't even fall over.
She landed on her feet as well.
It was amazing. Dude, I just find it amazing. She saved the world by painting a desk with her blood from her face. Like, that is amazing.
If you're gonna,
you can't hit me because you can smell me.
If you're gonna suspend disbelief, then fucking do superhero shit. Have her use her fucking wrist stinger shit and like blasting energy. That's what she used to in the comics. She's always fucking do it. Do something. Give her a jetpack. A fucking suit. Oh God. No, I can't ruin it. But if the profile shot of the Taskmaster, dude, of Olga, it's so funny. It is so bad. If you're going to be embarrassed for liking this movie in a couple of years, and listen, I heard a lot of the same stuff for Captain Marvel. People were actually saying Captain Marvel didn't have any agenda in it after the movie came out. I shit you not. I was fighting that for a long, long time. Now everybody pretty much hates Captain Marvel, including Marvel, who fucking demoted Brie Larson and took her name off Captain Marvel 2, which it was originally called. And with this, it reminds me of the Force Awakens days. Absolutely reminds me of the hypnosis from the Force Awakens. It was that was a good Star Wars movie. So much so, I was questioning my own fucking reality, Mahler. I was
I think we all were for different reasons at different times. But I was going to say the thing I've noticed, and I think we've talked about this, is the you know how us three like to reminisce about our older favorite content here and there, like to drift off into conversations about our favorite shows and movies. It's like, who is going to be doing that for Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon Winter Soldier? Do they even remember what happened in them now? It's like, I don't think so.
No.
They're waiting. They're at the conveyor belt. They're like, next one. I'm hungry. I want to see more action and comedy and blah blah blah.
No, rewatchability, as brought it up earlier. Disney Plus is based on it. Okay, all of these streaming services are based on it. That's why you know what the most valuable shows are. They're not any of these fucking new shows. They're fucking The Office, Friends, MASH. That's anything you get, like freaking Babylon 5 on HBO Max. There's a huge Babylon 5 resurgence going on right now because it's on fucking HBO Max. It got remastered and everybody's watching it because everything's shit right now. Disney Plus doesn't have that, and their biggest problem is not going rated R. Like HBO Max should be kicking their ass right now. Fucking Warner Brothers should be beating Marvel's ass, like without a doubt. They can do rated R superheroes. They made the Joker, for Christ's sake, which is the best of the last 3 years.
I feel like they still don't know what to do with that. They're like, now what? It's like, oh, you poor fellas. Because, of course, we just want more creators to get more stories done, the ones that are passionate to tell them. But they're like, which boxes do we now generate to have to tick from Joker? Like, does it have to be violent? Does it have to be about a crazy person? Because Cruella, a lot of people think that was spawned potentially from Joker as well in like a malformed way, which I think is true to some degree. Lots of connections there, but the movie was awful. This is the thing. People say like Deadpool led to Logan, led to Joker in a way, led to Cruella. You're like, oh, no, come back. We were getting somewhere. Because of course, Marvel are never going to make an R-rated superhero movie, as far as we can tell, right?
No, we were getting somewhere.
No.
A few years ago, we were fucking getting somewhere. Shit was getting better. Deadpool was good. X-Men First Class, I liked. Even Days of Future Past, you can tell that Fox was kind of fucking the season 1 of Legion was great. Like there was stuff happening that was like first season of Westworld. We saw experimentation happening without agenda, and then it just ended like overnight, and it sucked because I thought we were going to head towards this Renaissance thing. Fucking Taboo season 1 with Tom Hardy. There was 2015 was like the last good year of quality stuff, and it started fading out. Let me read this super chat real quick because it's for $100. Hello, gentlemen. Good day to Longman. I just saw Black Widow, and God, it sucked. So I have taken today to watch the greatest trilogy ever, Lord of the Rings. Thank you. And I am halfway through Two Towers. And in the dream scene between Aragorn and Arwen, her dress is almost see-through. It is see-through, bro. Watch the 4K version, brah. Lyle Hammock, thank you for the $100. You're awesome. I highly recommend, if you guys haven't done it already, Az inspired me to do a Marvel marathon with my son, and we started with Iron Man. We're into it now. It's night and day.
It's depressing, is what you mean. When you go back and watch stories.
Like Thor is a masterpiece compared to this movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thor's like a sitcom to me. That's the way I see it. I thought I liked it. You know,
so much fun to see Anthony Hopkins playing Odin really passionately too.
Thank you. You're the one guy who's recognized that. Like,
well, I am Welsh, so
Thor, when he expels Thor, that was a great scene. Like he's crying. You know, that was like I was like he didn't mail that one in. He mails in the rest, but not the first one.
You are unworthy. It's just like yeah. It's a really good little story too. It's Thor's really interested in being king for all the wrong reasons.
Yep. And he has his helmet.
Just don't get that anymore. Don't get.
No.
It's just,
Hey,
Captain Marvel's surprising for that. Like Captain Marvel, it's an origin story, and it's got nothing for the hero's journey in it at all. It's really hard to tell what the hell they were trying to do with it.
It's got the hero's journey.
You know what? Not even that. Just when you have your character asking who they are right before we hit the end, I just feel like we're in trouble.
I wrote it out, and okay, so the hero's journey there is no journey. She's awesome from the beginning, and it's everybody else figuring out how awesome she is.
Yeah.
But there's no mentor. It's no, it's disposing the oppressing male instead of the mentor dying part, you know. And then there's no decision. There's just realization that I'm still awesome.
Do you remember she lands on Earth, and then you have Earth's authorities show up, and you don't get impressed by the fact that she knows how this works. She's aware of Earth. She's got a little database. She's like, oh yeah, Earth has these CIA agents or whatever. I know to deal with them. Instead, she gives them both Sam Jackson and Coulson this sort of look of like, ugh, go away. You guys don't understand. When we could have had a scene where she's like, I'm Agent blah, blah, blah. Excuse the dress code. This is for an undercover op. And she's got like a little thing that maybe gives her... And, you know, Sam Jackson would be like, really? I've never heard of this agency before. And she's like, you shouldn't have heard of it. It's the point. You know, just a scene like that where she's trying to just get away with it. Instead of it being like, go away. Like, you're annoying.
You guys have come up with better stories in the last 10 minutes than anything. Oh, by the way, Mahler, did you know Jack Schaefer had something to do with Captain Marvel as well?
Remind me, who's Jack Schaefer?
She wrote Black Widow and WandaVision.
Oh, why do they get to keep stealing more stories?
Yeah.
That's where she got to cut her teeth, and they brought her in. Jack Schaefer, who doesn't know how to read a comic book and didn't know who Mephisto was. And it's fine if you don't know who Mephisto was, except if you're making a fucking WandaVision show. It's kind of important to know who Mephisto is. He's a very important character that you could look up on the Google like everybody else did. Yeah.
Do you remember when, because Russell T Davies, I think he has a quote where he says, when he was starting up Doctor Who, it's like, we want to maintain the law, but at the same time, it's going to be really hard not to contradict any of it because it's huge. And it's just like the kind of thing you kind of want to hear as a fan of something that spans that far back. And I was thinking, like, if someone handed me the reins to write any episode of Doctor Who, I'd be like, right, first things first, we're watching the whole thing. Like, of course we are. And if someone was like, well, why? I'd be like, because I'm writing...
We paid a lot of money to take this franchise that has been built up by men and women, kids everywhere. It means everything to them. I owe it to them. And for what? How hard is it? I'm watching Doctor Who. Oh, what a fucking chore! And you make a Bible. You make a show Bible for your show. Like, okay, here are things I feel comfortable changing. These are fixed points in time, and that's what I would call it, a fixed point. These are things you do not fuck with. William Hartnell's the first. There is numbered doctors. They're fucking Time Lords. They come from Gallifrey. There's fucking Rassilon and Omega. We don't fuck with any of that. Oh, and he's a dude. He's straight up a dude.
But
he says he's
what
a
if
dude.
there was a portal that pooped out a time child? Bear with me.
Hear me out.
That probably killed the child when it arrived because it fell 70 foot to the ground.
Yeah. Right.
Well, she regenerated instantly and it looked exactly the same. It's fine.
Daniel for $50 says thank you, Mahler, for remembering all of us who need more ass. You
Absolutely.
are doing the Lord's work. Oh yes. Badunk. Badunkadunk.
Gotta look after
I got pussy on my desk.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I got pussy on my desk.
Sorry, my brain paused for a moment because I'm on 4.5 hours sleep. I'm pretty good, but sometimes it just twitches out a little bit. But don't worry about it. That probably was just the drugs. Let's see. Where was I? Oh my God, I'm looking at Taskmaster pictures now. I'm lost. We've got today's the 13th, right? Okay, yes, it is. We have a donation from Adam9911 for $5. He says, I heard that there was so much ass shots that it outdid Mass Effect 2 Miranda's ass shots. Hi, Mahler.
Hello.
I don't know I haven't watched Mass Effect 2. It had a decent amount of ass shots, though. It did.
The Miranda ones, yeah.
See, but this is the big reveal. Okay, like I'm about to bring the real truth down. Okay, unfortunately for Black Widow, when you have the female gaze, it's not as good as capturing the elements that everyone's trying to see. They're just not as good as the men. So if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right. I was gonna say, do you guys remember the it's Practically Famous, the one from Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
See, the Russos knew what they were doing, and they need to teach females about the male gaze. They can't just willy-nilly throw it in. You know, this is a talent you got to try and gain over time. And oh my God, did you scratch your eye there, Haz? Is that red? I can see.
I got a cat hair in my eye.
Oh, no, don't do it. You get some eye drops in that, pal.
Nah.
You'll be hating life. You don't want to.
I've got it out. I've got it out.
Distracted me from talking about ass. Like
I know. I look like I look.
Hey,
I'll do that.
Jeremy Griggs sent me something yesterday. Hang on, I got a little something to show off from ScarJo. That's not what I wanted.
So, showing her ass in a skin tight costume is sexual, whatever, blah blah blah. But her just getting completely naked in a film, showing off all the bits and pieces, that's
where'd it
fine.
Come? Oh, okay. It's hang on. There we go.
Yeah. Oh well, she knows.
Well, look at all the
Is there a saying for this? Like every hot girl is aware. They know everyone's watching. That's like the whole. That's why they craft it so hard. But I suppose I'm trying to think of like how could I steelman her position as best as possible. Be like, you want to be hot but also have a character, I guess, because like Black Widow. I really don't think Black Widow was helped that much by Iron Man 2. It was Avengers that laid her out, and so. If the criticism was, yeah, but she's just hot in Iron Man 2, and I prefer that she was hot and she had a character in Avengers going forward or something. I don't think that's entirely unfair.
No,
what do you guys think?
I don't think.
Yeah, but you were introducing a character, and you were trying to introduce a character as they were in the comics: sexy, sleek, an assassin. Deadly, using the whole. I know it's been said time and again, but it is using the femme fatale. Yeah. She's a Black Widow. She lures people in. That's the whole point. And so yeah, they did upplay the sex appeal element, but so fucking what?
Well, I'm saying that I have no problem with that being cranked even to 100,000 out of 10, but. Like, so if I don't know, because I want to say that I'm all about the equality here. I don't know about you guys, but like I don't want, if Dave Bautista doesn't want to be shirtless all the time because he's getting old and he just doesn't want to. I'd be like, you know what, throw a fucking shit on that man. I just do it for him. I don't need this anymore. Like, we'll be fine. Drax looks amazing.
I would say, Dave, get in that fucking gym and shut the fuck up. We are paying you an exorbitant amount of money to say 3 fucking lines of film, okay? So just get in there and get some abs.
Drax is like one of my favorites. How dare you?
He only gets like 4 lines a movie, in all fairness.
Oh, when he said, why is Gamora? I was like, oh, Drax, you're climbing my favorite characters list here.
Why is Gamora?
So what I'm suggesting is, I mean, I'm totally fine with either way, but I mean, if the actor is like, getting self-conscious or whatever, and that their appeal isn't even the sex appeal. I'm saying, meanwhile, Black Widow's is totally. I'm just saying, like, that I'm okay with it being room for moving all of this stuff around. And I agree that in Iron Man 2, we barely have any of Black Widow. So, of course, if we're going to get a limited amount, it's going to be that she's hot, because that is the first thing you'll notice about her. But if someone said, I don't know, if someone said, like, yeah, well, I just didn't like being the eye candy in that film, I guess that's just their preference.
Okay, Mola, let me throw this one at you.
All right, do it.
You've got Iron Man 2, where you've got a legitimately hot woman being a hot woman, and people understanding she's a hot woman, even the cast, as the crew, I should say, as we can see from the GIF. Or we can have a Wonder Woman 1984, where we have not a hot woman thinking she's a hot woman, playing a hot woman who isn't a hot woman.
Oh, you mean Kristen Wiig?
Kristen Wiig,
For a second there, I thought you meant Gal Gadot. I was like, wait, really?
No, Kristen Wiig.
That was.
Well, see, the problem in that Wonder Woman.
I have to use my suspension of disbelief with the latter.
They did give her a character in that, or at least they tried, and it was horrifying.
Her character was all men must die.
All right, so Mahler is at Black Widow. It could be as bad as Captain Marvel. I'm not there yet because ScarJo is hot. I'm just going to say ScarJo's hotness probably saves Black Widow from being as bad as Captain Marvel. And
all right, that's fair. I can understand.
To emote, but you got me on this argument. She doesn't emote in this movie. Her character
really no
mute. She's this. If she played the Black Widow from Winter Soldier, like, hey guys,
that is so good. Yeah.
It's a different character, so you might have to be there. But is it
maybe
84?
Maybe I can drag you over to my team a little bit. I'll give you this one, right? So, do you know what pissed me off is when she said after she got Dreykov to when she did all the thing we were punching her and she did the nerve thing, she said thank you for your cooperation. Do you know why that pissed me off?
Why?
I'm assuming you know. That's what she said to Loki when she beat him in Avengers.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, so movie, you did not show me that. So that was she did a really good job in the Avengers scene. She tricked him. She used what is true to manipulate him into getting information she wanted. And she came across as though she was very vulnerable. But what we realized is that was tapping into an actual vulnerability that he did actually get to. It's a really good scene. And she uses it to her advantage when she goes straight to Bruce. She's like, maybe you shouldn't be in here. I try to avoid praising this movie too much, but she says, maybe you should remove yourself. And he goes, I was pretty fucking removed. It's like, you guys brought me here. And I was like, oh, such good dialogue.
Yeah, that is good dialogue.
Avengers is the best Hulk movie. It's one of the best Black Widow movies. And Joss Whedon in his prime would have written a brilliant Black Widow movie.
Oh, I think you would have done a hell of a lot better than what this is.
What inspired dialogue did we get from this film?
I don't have.
Are you on your periods? No, we had our uteruses ripped out. Oh, I was just about to start talking about fallopian tubes.
Ha.
So the comparison is going to make those that she tells Dreykov, "You're pathetic, you're pathetic, you're pathetic," until he punches her. And then she's like, "You just want to impress me." And he's like, "I don't need to impress you. Look how amazing I am." And then tells her it's all plan. And then she hits herself, releasing the pheromone bullshit, and then stops him. And that, you're telling me that was intelligent? She's like, "Hi, I tricked you." I'm like, how the fuck did anyone fall for this? Like, she's telling you what she wants. It's like, please, you're pathetic. Prove to me you're strong. Now prove to me that you're powerful. Thank you for giving me this information. Owned. It's like, who wrote this shit?
A retard.
If you remember in Avengers, when Loki says, I'm going to make him do things to you that you know are the worst things that you would want because he knows all your secrets. If you look at her face when he says it, you don't know if she's pretending or not exactly. She looks horrified. Because she's playing into what he wants, which is to cause pain. Because Loki likes causing pain if you ignore the fucking TV show that's just come out.
But as we discussed, Mola, the beauty of that scene was it was double-ended. Because she was using it to get to Loki, but at the same time, it was affecting her.
It did get to her, yeah.
And so she could play through that. And then when, we had the scene at the end talking about being compromised.
Mm-hmm.
And then
really
that scene makes becomes so raw because she had to break herself to break Loki.
And so to bring,
but
bring
that's
home,
good writing.
To bring home, I hate Black Widow even more for trying to be like, look, we can write her just as smart as she's always been, and then fail miserably and make her look like a moron trying to bash her own brain in to beat the villain.
One of the things they blew in the MCU is and they were playing with this a little bit in the first couple of movies she was in, is we don't know whose side she's on. We have no idea. She could betray us any second. That was supposed to be, that's Black Widow, because she could, and she has. She's betrayed every fucking superhero in the Marvel Universe. She's kind of a villain sometimes. It just depends on what benefits her. I mean, she ends up being a hero later, but, she does some duplicitous shit, and that's great. And that would have been awesome to have her just betray all the fucking Avengers, and maybe we find out like she had to, and she had to keep a secret. But now there's a lot of missed opportunities before.
Yeah, she's done.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think Winter Soldier's so good, because at the beginning, of course, she's got different orders to Cap. So when Cap decides to have his little fight with John Thingamajiggy, the martial UFC fighter, and he smashes through the door, and she just plays it as casual. Well, this is awkward because I'm doing my shit. You're not. And then when she likes to play on that, she likes to play. Am I a little bit wee? I'm a little bit woo. And then of course when they think that Samuel L. Jackson's been killed, and Captain America just doesn't know who to fucking trust. And he's like, pinning her up against the fucking wall and stuff. And it's brilliant because it's just like, I don't know who I can trust, Natasha. I want to trust you, but you're fucking untrustworthy. And it's great. It's really, really good shit, man.
Well, maybe that'll make you feel a little bit better. As much as you know that I have disdain for Winter Soldier.
I know.
I've said on several occasions the part I still love about it is everything to do with Black Widow. I think she's really, really great in that film.
She is. She is really good in that film because she's got a great character. And
this is what makes me sad because I'm like, I thought she was fine in Iron Man 2, and I was like, I really like her in Avengers, really like her in Winter Soldier, and Age of Ultron we could discuss that at some point if you guys really want to. Civil War is where she does another example of like duplicitous shit, quote unquote, because her allegiance is to the unity of the Avengers. She believes she has to side with Tony because that's where most of the Avengers will side. She just has to get the rest of them to join. When she sees the Cap is not moving whatsoever, she sides with Cap because everyone is going to come to his side now because there's no other way to work it. So she sticks with him. She's just trying to figure out which side to sort of end up with that keeps the cohesion of the family together. She doesn't give a fuck about the Accords. She's to help people. And it's what makes her a really strong character. That you have this fucking movie that's just like, lol, she had a whole family she didn't give a shit about. Lol, she's burying prisoners under snow, doesn't give a shit. Like,
because she has to wait until literally the last second with Steve to say, are you really, going through with this? And he's like, yeah, I got to. And then, because she knows that Captain America, he's all about conviction. So as soon as he's like, I got to, and she's just like, okay.
That
and then she takes out Black Panther.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to regret this.
Well, because she knows she plays the game and she tries to play it that she doesn't get caught, and now she has to make a move which is out in the open, and that's what kind of like pisses her off because she's so covert. And it's great when she's fighting with I mean, this is why we needed the fucking Hawkeye film with her, because it's great when she's fighting with Hawkeye. And, like, we're still friends and all this kind of stuff. And, then Scarlet Witch or something comes along and, takes her out for a bit. And then she just turns to Clint and just goes, you were pulling your punches. And it just shows that neither of them were committed to truly fighting each other.
They literally play fighting while everyone else is actually
exactly. It's great. So it's just like, there is so much to those two characters that we really should have learned.
No resolution from it whatsoever.
No.
Left it.
Yeah.
But Athenon. Hang on. I gotta get my other mouse here. For $99.99.
Good.
Thank you, Athenon. Hail Az, Gary, and Mahler. Great to see you all together today. If you want to check out a great fan story of Batman, check out Bat in the Sun's Batman. Dying is Easy. Great short. Keep up the great work, and thanks for all you do. I've seen it, Athenon. Thank you. Dying is Easy is fucking brilliant, man.
We played it on Friday Night Tights, didn't we?
Yeah, we played it on Friday Night Tights, Athenon. It's I fucking love it. Did you know that's the Batman for Batman Dead End? And did you know that they made a 1/6 scale, a custom one for Batman Dead End? And I am now in contact with the guy who can get some of the rarest 1/6 scales because he used to be my connect back in the store days. I accidentally found him on eBay, and I'm like, blah blah blah. Are you so and so that I used to deal with from the Comic Outpost? And he said yes. And I'm like, oh, I've got some friends you need to meet. So,
how does the IP stuff work with these things? How do they have access to all of them? Or
he gets the stuff that falls off the truck in China on the way.
Sorry, I meant just in general, like all the Hot Toys stuff. Like, do they can just make toys for whatever they want, or do they have to get IP sort of?
You got to get licensed. You got to get a license.
You got to get a license. And what they do is they'd make prototypes a lot for licenses to pitch, to get licenses. And then if they don't get the license, it's oopsie doopsie. We're going to not call it Batman. We're going to call it Man with the Pointy Ears or something like that. And it'll still be Batman. because it's in China and they don't give a shit.
Mhm.
China. And my friend, I was so happy to find him. I was like,
Tiny McChina face.
I missed you. He's Chinese too. He's Chinese. He lives in San Francisco. Thank you for being here, Eric K. Thank you for being here, Nerdrotic, and thank everyone for being here. We've got 4,400 people watching. This is fantastic. Mahler just shows up because he's a mensch. He's a fucking great guy. And
yeah, isn't this 2 weeks on the bounce, Mahler?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If I'm doing work that makes it so that my eyes and ears are still available, like I am right now, then I'll happily hang out with some friends while we talk about the destruction of something I enjoy dearly.
Yep. Jennifer Cisco.
Everything we love just falling apart around us.
There's that quote from Red Letter Media, isn't it? How did you enjoy watching your franchise's boobs?
I mean,
Great.
I hated I fucking flexed last night and showed off my office, which is just a temporary one. But it's because I just finished reading an email on how much of a fucking hater I have turned into. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I love this shit, dude. If I
the last 10 minutes gushing over like the good part of the MCU.
Yeah, and basically going into what they should have inserted to make this universe work properly going forward, but no, they just wanted to put a fucking CGI woman's head on a fucking man's body and call it progressive. That's not progressive. Look, every fucking thing we've had. Wanda, they'll never understand what you've given up. Fucking Cap and Falcon, fucking Freckle Jesus, and fucking Carter cunt were the two fucking main parts of that one. So, subverted your expectations. Then we've got Loki, and it's it's a female fucking Loki. That subverted your No, it didn't. Fucking didn't. And now we've got Black Widow. It's the Taskmaster. It's the Taskmistress. Gotcha. This is now just boring. It's not subverting. It's just boring.
Yeah. Oh, no, because we're picking. I mean, like everybody saw this. You're right. As like miles away, even normies called this with the fucking Taskmaster. And when normies are out fucking thinking you're in a bad place. You're in a bad place.
We got Taskmaster. The one from Incredibles 2 was baited to be a guy and it turned out to be a girl. Then we got, of course, Power Broker from Falcon the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Sylvie. It's like, that's an evil Loki. Turns out it's a girl. There are loads more examples of this, right? I've seen Twitter posts with like all these examples. I'm just like, oh my God, I completely forgot. They've done this like 10 times now.
They've done it 10 times, and the only ones I could think of, I put in my video, was the ghost reveal from Ant-Man and Wasp, and of course they just did it with Sylvie, and in a way they did it with Freckle Jesus and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then of course
Power Broker,
Star Wars, Power Broker, fucking Doctor Who. There's like her reveal scene was a hood coming off, and it's a fucking woman. Oh my God, and then I've got
they're so far behind. In terms of like, look at this, we have a female character playing a character. Like,
in all fairness, they're only about 50 years behind.
It's just
Danny Trejo called it.
Do you remember when Gary? Either of you? Do you know about like Joss Whedon had to like threaten the producers of Buffy because they wouldn't let him have the Willow and Tara kiss in the body?
Yep.
Like, we're talking 2000 and is that 2001 or 2000? I think
season 4, wasn't it?
It was 1999.
Season 4, season 5.
Fucking ages ago, and it was two women kissing, not a woman being there. It's amazing to me.
That's where Howard Stern, in a very strange way, did a lot of good work for the alphabet community, because he always had lesbians kissing, because that's this guy's fantasy. But what it did is it brought normalization in, and it led to the Buffy kiss, which led to what we got now, which is it's Pride Year all year round. But I digress. I remember, dude. I remember being in
World
the day that it happened. Everybody was fucking talking about it, and they were just going, "Yeah, that was cool." That was it.
I think his reasoning was like, this is an incredibly meaningful moment that Tara's catching Willow. She's falling apart because of the news. And it's just like, and he hasn't been able to get them. He had to bury their kissing in magic. That's what he had to do. He had to make them cast spells and look at each other sexually, because that was all he was allowed to do.
Well, hey, true story. It was the year 2000 because I know exactly where I was. There was a television program called The Big Breakfast. Johnny Vaughan was the presenter, and you might know this more, maybe a little bit before your time, but anyway, Alison Hannigan was on the show, and I was queued up with a question. And they said you're line number 3. So if they say line number 3, just say what your question is. And my question, and the reason when they called me back is because year 2000. I said, "What's it like now? You're playing a lesbian character, particularly after your character's been in relationships with males, like Seth
Green,
not Seth Green, yeah." Up until that point, and the woman was like, "Oh, that's a great question." So I was on the line hoping they're going to say line 3, and they never said line 3. They went to a couple of other lines. So I nearly actually got to pose that question to Alison Hannigan back in 2000.
Back when
on the Big Breakfast.
Like you asking that question now would probably be considered offensive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, possibly, but at the time it was mainstream, open.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like it's normal to ask that question.
Nowadays, we wouldn't blink an eyelid. But back then, it was still, as you said, by the fact that they wouldn't even let them kiss properly.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we're getting at.
Like,
if they had done all this shit back then, maybe I'd give them more points, but it's embarrassing. Remember the one from Rise of Skywalker, right? The 2 girls just kiss randomly at the end, and you're like...
Never saw it. Watch your video.
It's just embarrassing. They cut it out, obviously, in the visions with it. That's still like a stonable offense. But it's just fucking absurd. We're just like, Disney, stop it. Nobody believes you. Stop it.
It is so insincere.
Yeah.
And that's the element of it which grates. Nobody's there must be a minute proportion, but not many people remotely are bothered whether or not a character is gay or straight, as long as it's been done legitimately, and as long as it's been done in a manner that makes sense. Taking established characters and then just turning them gay for no reason, that's not legitimate. That's just laziness. That's tokenization. That's just trying to ride the back of a character because you can't write one. And then you've got like a brand new character that you can bring in, and that's fine because there'll be a legitimacy to it. But we know from Rise of Skywalker and stuff like that them slipping in, if you believe that these characters are and this kiss is so meaningful, then you don't remove that kiss. And if the country says we can't have this film because of this kiss, then you say, well, you can't have the film.
Exactly.
Because that's the courage of your conviction. But they don't. They know that they can put it in for a Western audience to try to appeal to a alphabet community element of it. But it's so insincere, the way that it's been put together, that it can be edited out without a blink of an eye, and you'd never know. And that's the insincerity of all this virtue signaling and the pandering that they do and push forward for these things. This is like in the comics are the biggest offenders. They're the biggest offenders. Bobby Iceman has to get told by a telepath, Jean Grey, that he's actually gay, and then suddenly he just goes from a regular guy into a flamboyant OTT homosexual. Tim Drake in the third Robin, who's been dating Stephanie not in comic years, but in real years for basically 20 odd years in comics. He's been around for now like 32 years. Suddenly he's just like, oh, I think I like dudes, even though none of my inner monologues have ever alluded to this whatsoever. Even though, I've had my own comic that's run for 187 issues, and then I've had a Red Robin run for so many issues, and then I've had a Teen Titans run for so many issues. Even though I never allude to any of these thoughts, feelings, or notions in these 32 years, suddenly DC are just like, you like cock, Tim. That vag that you've been smashing for the last 32 years, no. It's all about the D, and you're well into the D because we wrote one fucking panel in one comic in the year 2021. And that's the sort of pandering which is just like, just fuck off, you know? You're not you're not doing it for any you're not doing it to give anything to the alphabet community at all. You're doing it to take away, because you want to ride the back off an established character and say, oh, that Tim Drake's an established character. Everyone loves Tim Drake as the Robin. You know, he's the one that was trained the best. He was one that the smartest, the one that went through all these kind of things. He's the one that's had the most character depth. Now we'll just turn him gay. It's just, fuck off. So insincere. All of them. They're all so insincere, these corporations, the way that they do stuff like that.
And they're making it worse. And there's thankfully there's people out there like recognizing this. And I mean, what they do is they take advantage again of the normie who doesn't pay attention to this stuff. So we have to parse through it because the media pushes the narrative, blah, blah, blah. But the people involved who are going to be directly affected, the individuals who might identify as alphabet, are going to get, it's going to be adverse against them, that's not fair either, because the corporations have decided to use them up. And once they're done using them, they'll be gone. You know, once the it's ESG score or something like that, it's or EGS score, it's environmental social governance, and it's a rating for stocks, and it's like, how safe are you to advertise with? And that's why they're doing it. So it's all based on, you know, profits and shit. It's not, they don't give a shit about your cause. They do business in China. There's companies, everybody like doing the kneeling thing from Kaepernick. That's a company that uses freaking child labor in sweatshops.
It's always, there's just this corruption in every root of every like happy face telling you that they're the good guy. It's sad as well, because like you do want them to hurry up, right? The Dolbys, in terms of, you show the average person Iron Man and Black Widow back to back, and they're like, yeah, they're both good. You're like,
It's the uphill battle that we fought at The Force Awakens, even at the beginning of Last Jedi, Thrones Season 8. You know,
I'll say out of all of them, Game of Thrones Season 8's 5th episode and 6th episode, they were the ones that most of the people I know, IRL random people, they were like, this is really bad. It's like, oh shit. Like and I think that's just a matter of, it was a show running for what, 8-9 years or something. So you got a lot of investment, and everyone's following that story, and you end it by putting Bran on the throne. My dad was like happy to ignore. He's one of the, like, he likes everything. He'll just watch anything. When he saw Bran on the throne, he was just like, why?
But why? Just that meme. But why?
But why?
But why?
No, somebody like put a really good theory down that I agree with. Just real quick on Bran, how it's going to go down in the book is the three-eyed raven takes Bran over. Like, Bran gets shoved to the side. He's still in there, but in the back, and he gets basically possessed for the good of the realm, which would be a killer story in the books, but we'll never see the ending. Oh, by the way, I missed it. Shit. Yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the release of A Dance with Dragons, everyone. It's been 10 years and 1 day since the release of the last of Song of Ice and Fire book.
Damn.
And George R. Martin put up a post yesterday about fucking wild cards. Guy doesn't give a shit. He ain't gonna finish the books ever.
Nope.
Nope. And I've made my peace with it. I read the Witcher books now. They're good. I like them. They're fun. They are fun. The Blackest of Widows for $5 says, Gary Muller, as love you all so much. As mate, what were you more wrong about? The Euro Cup, that the Euro Cup would be coming home, or that Black Widow would gross a $35 million opening weekend?
I'm more embarrassed about the football not coming home. I definitely underestimated I think I underestimated the power of people just wanting to return to cinemas. more than I think that this is a great movie that people were desperate to see. I think they were just desperate to see a movie outside of their house in a theater environment, not to try and take, it did some money. But it just did their predictions. Disney predicted 60 to 80 million. It did the 80 million. It did 78 million internationally, which is less than the domestic, which is not a great sign going forward.
They had to finagle a lot. And it's not going to make what it was supposed. Remember, this movie was supposed to make 800 million to $1 billion at the box office. It ain't doing that.
Well, they've probably, with this one, because they've had it on the shelf for so long as well, losing money every day. The chances are this film's probably got to make around, taking in the marketing plus that, I would say between 450 to 550 million to break even.
Which it could do.
Which it could do, but it might break even. But it's gonna be a tough one. But I think they're happy because I think this could have bombed massively. It could have bombed massively. But I think it just serendipitously seemed to hit when everything's starting to open up and people want to get out.
Well, if you look at the trailers, I could totally see the average person being like, "Whoa, this film is filled with crazy, awesome things happening." Whoa. Like, oh, they're flying through places with rubble flying everywhere. There's all these like kickboxing sort of battles, knives, guns, explosions. It's like, yeah,
I don't mind that for my superheroes, but when she's meant to just be a human,
yeah, I know that's pretty much,
and that's so it takes me out when I see shit like this.
Yeah, I agree.
But football very nearly came home.
Yeah, sorry about
it. It was just penalties, man.
I didn't even know soccer, but I think losing a game to penalty kicks is fucking terrible. Just play the game till it's done.
Yeah, it's lame.
Well, they did that. Not that long ago, about 20-something years ago, they had the golden goal rule. In extra time, if you scored in extra time, that was it. It was over. And there's a lot of people that do advocate for when you hit 90 minutes, you play 15 minutes until each half until somebody wins. And you don't go to penalties. But hey, look, we were close. I'm really intrigued to see how Asian Sonic and the 10 Rings are going to do, and how Eternals are going to do, because I think those two films, I think both of them are in huge trouble.
Expectations are low for Shang-Chi, so they'll say that if it makes like 300 million worldwide, they'll call it a success. Remember, Black Widow cost $200 million. Like everything costs $200 million now. So
yeah.
By the way, great. That's a great super chat. I feel very humbled. Thank you.
Listen, we're not afraid to be wrong. I'm fucking wrong all the time. I didn't think it would make this much. I thought it would have a good opening weekend because the Marvel brand is fucking strong. It is.
Yeah.
And it hasn't had a failure yet. It hasn't had.
I mean, I knew I was lowballing at 35, but I honestly thought if it did 50, I think it's done well. So it hits 80. So it did much better than I thought it would. But like I said, I think there's extenuating circumstances here. I really do. I think if there was a plethora of films out right now where people had much more choice, because right now there's no choice.
There's none.
Then we could see a different number. But you could argue, but in the same breath, you could argue, well, that's clever, that's clever marketing, that's clever positioning. So it kind of evens itself out.
They're only going to be able to play this card so many times. But let's go back to Game of Thrones. Honestly, Game of Thrones started going south in the 5th season. It did. I mean, objectively, it had some good moments in 5 and 6, but 7 to me was just as bad as season 8. Just as bad. They're fucking terrible. But people loved it. And the ratings were going up at that point. It was actually becoming more of a linear story. Dumber stuff was happening, and it was getting more people watching. So, I mean, that's the normies. We got to win their hearts and minds. I love Eric July just says, fuck normies. That's my boy right there. I think we need to win their hearts and minds with this and just go, this stuff isn't good. It's not. I would love nothing more than have a good Marvel movie to talk about with Mahler and Az. we could talk just as long about loving a movie if it's good. And we don't get good stuff from Hollywood.
Well, we've all done it on Drinker's channel, right?
Yep. Yeah. You know, and we might again someday, but we're a long way off because right now you can't be masculine. Masculine is bad, and it's hard to tell superhero stories without masculinity. Well,
I tell you what. Fuck it. No, I tell you what. If they actually wanted to make this film properly, this film could have been done much better than it has even now.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to make this film properly. They wanted to make this film a hero fucking movie. If they can just get over their sheer fucking hubris and get past this pathetic identity politic nonsense and understand that masculinity plays a very important role when it comes to these type of films, and actually pitting Black Widow against a taskmaster would have made far more sense than pitting her up against a robot fucking mistress. Because you basically said Taskmaster is a automatous woman who had to have her decisions made for her by a man programming them into her.
Oh, and a woman subjugated all the women.
Yeah. That's your empowerment right there. And she could go toe to toe with you. No problem.
Milena Maxwell. That's what I call her throughout my whole video, because that's what she is. She's a horrible person. She has committed atrocities that probably warrant the death penalty. I mean, what Wanda did in WandaVision was pretty bad. Prison rest of her life. What Melina, I call her Melina, so whatever. What she did was a war crime, was like fucking Hitler-esque atrocities. And they're like, okay, mommy, let's go. Thanks for subjugating me.
Like she said, she was a mouse in a cage, Gary. She was a mouse in a cage.
But she knew that ScarJo's mom didn't just dump her on the street, was actually looking for her. She knew it the whole time. She's like, oh, no, mom, look for you, until my boss, the guy I was working with.
It's unacceptable. There's another 10 scenes we need of ScarJo killing her. just
over and over again.
Checking the files to see what exactly she has done. What exactly did she know? Swear to God, man, if you take the movie literally, she's a villain and she's getting away with it, and she knows full. Do you remember when she
got away with it?
When she blows up the whole station, she's like, yeah, by the way, it's all crashing. I'm getting out. Good luck, guys.
Like, yeah.
Is that the actions of someone who cares deeply for her family? It's like, no.
Oh,
what remorse did she show with the pig?
None.
They had to tell her to make it fucking breathe again. She's like, it's got another 9 seconds. Zip. And then she's just like, she didn't care.
Oh, and I love the henchmen who were still working as they're falling to their deaths without fucking parachutes. And I checked, and they're like shooting at all the planes while they're going down. I'm like, those are dedicated guys. I even give a like, good job, guys. Fucking employees of the month.
That was so funny.
Employees of the month. This is the last Employee of the Month award, and I'm getting it.
And it's going to henchman 24.
One of them landed, and he gets hit in the face with a shield, blows off the tail like wig. How the hell did that happen?
And then Milena goes, "We have to go back." It's like, you can't fly. You have no tail. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then you know what? They cut, and then we see them later, and they're fine. They made it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you love it?
And Black Widow literally just falls to the ground from the spaceship, and is fine.
And she's fine because she used her fucking knife to slow down on
a bit of falling debris for a couple of seconds.
Falling debris, and then she deployed her chute like 10 feet above the fucking ground.
It was Taskmaster's
shoot. Taskmaster's shoot.
Yes.
And she grabbed it, but then got knocked off from her. So Black Widow's dead.
She's dead, and her big final battle was nothing. She fought Black Widows she didn't want to fight because they were subjugated, and she fought the Taskmaster who she didn't want to fight. Is this a running fucking theme we're getting?
Yeah, it is. It's they're trying to prevent the violence fights. They're trying to prevent the victory by violence. You gotta do better, Gary. You got to do better, as Black Falcon says.
They'll never know what
Because
Gary
you know
sacrificed.
he wouldn't fight Freckle Jesus. It had to be it had to be stupid Carter cunt who came along and shot her.
I actually recently rewatched that scene. It is so awkwardly edited. I don't know if you guys remember. You hear the gun shot, and then she like buckles over a little bit, and then you see Sharon. She shoots 2 more times, and then Freckle falls over. There's no blood. There's no wounds. It's just like really clunky as fuck, and it makes me wonder if they're like, did they design this ending while they were filming it? They were like, how do we do this? Maybe Falcon originally did shoot her out of like frustration or something, and then they were like, nah, let's have the evil Sharon Carter Power Broker do the right thing. Because for some reason, modern, let's just say Lucasfilm, Disney, and all of them, they've like mixed and matched morality, and we end up getting villains doing things that we're like, oh, yeah, I think that was a good choice. Then we get heroes doing stuff, and we're like, what the hell is happening?
Exactly. I'll take it one further. It almost feels like the Taskmaster was supposed to be a guy in Black Widow, and they changed their mind like halfway through the movie. They're like, nah, let's make her a girl.
Well, you know the arms dealer. Apparently, he was meant to be Taskmaster.
Really?
He was auditioned on the basis of that he would be playing the villain, or a villain, because there's multiple villains, including the whole fucking family of Black Widow. And then a decision was made. Apparently, a decision was made to subvert the expectations and turn Taskmaster into Taskmistress.
Well, and there might be some truth to that, because why would Kevin Feige come out and say, we want to subvert your expectations? I mean, that's like calling your shot, and especially when you do it when you met everyone's expectations like to the fucking T. Like nobody was surprised at all. Natasha still dies in Endgame. Her family is horrific, and they get back together, and they're meaningless because they're not going to be a big family anymore. Yelena is everybody's gushing over Florence Pugh.
Don't know why.
No, I don't know why.
I will say as well, it's not in any way saying that she's in any way overweight, but I don't get like a physique of a girl like that is going to be the world's greatest assassin. Sometimes just you sort of look at them and you're like, because they're apparently battling. You remember she's like, oh, you know what? The Thor doesn't need an ibuprofen after a fight. I'm like, what you go through is a little more than what we like. If we fucking hit our hand on a closet door or something, we're like, might need a painkiller. Meanwhile, she's like falling through the sky and battling, getting shot at and slamming into the amount of damage those two take is insane. Do you remember when they slam the motorcycle up to a wall and both fall over the edge onto the main road and then immediately get up and go, give me a car with a gun? This is like, whoa.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. This is no offense to the actress. I just don't get it. I don't look at her and think like, oh yeah, world-class assassin. She looks very just average person you see on the street sort of thing.
I'm more concerned with the personality. I just didn't see the charisma. I didn't see the personality. I didn't see. She had a couple of funny lines, but it's easy to have throwaway comedy lines.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but for reference, she's the top dog Black Widow. She's in charge of all of them. That's her role before she gets mind wiped. Like she's supposed to be the best Black Widow.
Yep.
It just doesn't.
They just breeze past it so quick. And you don't get the idea. For one, Natasha is the best of the best. She's extraordinary. Yelena was supposed to be equal to her. But no, you don't. For one, the actress doesn't look like she worked out for the role. Okay, she looks like she just went to the fucking mall. And that's I've said the same for female actresses. Don't have to work out as hard as male actors do for their superhero roles. And it just doesn't. It's getting more meaningless. If they need to start casting. Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff like worked out for her Starbuck role. She looked athletic. That's what you need. Is it too much to ask? I mean, Hemsworth has to do it. They have to all take their steroids.
Well, yeah, Paul Rudd and Chris Pratt were both comedic backgrounds, and they both worked hard to get their roles ready. And they both have scenes where women look at them without their shirts and go, "Ooh."
They objectify them more.
They objectify them.
True dat.
Even Taika Waititi in Ragnarok said to Hemsworth, "Get your shirt off, dude."
Yep.
Gotta do it for the trailer.
Ryan sniffs ladies' skid marks for £5. Great 5-minute conversation of Babylon 5, guys. I know you haven't had it yet, but we all know how long you'll spend talking about it. I don't know if we'll even get to it today.
Wow, the bitterness of that.
The bitterness of that. Like, we'll talk about, like, we're going to do a whole thing on Babylon 5. That's the whole point. We're going to do an entire show on Babylon 5. But we have to finish it.
Yeah.
So
is that okay to go through 5 seasons and another season and some fucking one-offs is okay? When we're trying to run a fucking challenge, is okay?
I actually I blew off videos to watch Babylon 5. It was very hard. It was very difficult. No, I'm loving it, but we're gonna dedicate an entire show to it in the future. Promise.
And we don't want to burn ourselves out, just like, you know, watching 20 episodes back to back and just being burnt out that you need to you know, take some time away from just doing it. Just it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
let it happen.
We'll get there.
Someone mentioned Gal Gadot worked out for Wonder Woman, and I was going to say she has more of an excuse because she's born of, you know, Amazon or whatever. What I'm saying is, like, there's a fantasy element, meaning that even though she might look like a model, she can punch like a car. Meanwhile, Florence Pugh is playing a human character who has been through years and years of constant training. And, like, I don't know. I just think it's worthwhile to look like that might have been the case.
And even with those years of constant training, her entire power set would be based on subtlety. Okay, yeah. She's not a brute, blunt object. They had her take out a guy like 2 feet taller than her. Crowder did a routine a few years ago where he had a Quarter Black Garrett replaced a guy named Not Gay Jared, who was this really skinny guy. So Crowder just had him. He's like, kick me as hard as you fucking can in the gut. And then he tried this really skinny guy, and it didn't even move Crowder. Like a little bit like this. You know, when you have 100 pounds on somebody, that's like getting hit by a brick wall. Now, of course, it's a superhero movie. We understand certain but you still, you know, there is a fighting style that can work. That's just as good. But they don't care about this, and that's what we're talking about. Is Marvel has lost what made it good, what made it important. It used to stick to comic book lore. It used to respect it. It used to have a little bit of verisimilitude, not much. Come on, it's a comic book movie, but like they made you believe stuff. Now they don't even care. All that shit's thrown out the window because they know you will eat up everything. And it's the same bullshit that Star Wars pulled on you and Game of Thrones pulled on you. And in 2 or 3 years, I promise you, we've gone through this recently. In 2 or 3 years, a lot of you who are liking this stuff are going to come back going, yeah, it did suck. Yeah.
If they can remember what even happened, they'll be like, Loki, was that the one they did time travel? No. Yes, it was time travel.
That was the Doctor Who-y one, wasn't it? Was that the Doctor Who-y one?
Taskmaster does stunts as a man, but does dialogue as a woman. Does that make him gender fluid? Asked Oscar Duarte. Yes. Megatron Prime for $10 says, hey, I love you guys. Love your guys' content. I hate the Harley Quinn show. They cut the balls off the Joker, Batman's most powerful, iconic, and dangerous villain for feminism. Same with Harley's modern comics. Yeah, I hate Harley Quinn now. I can't stand her.
Yeah, DC have made me... And I loved her. I absolutely loved the character until about... Well, I think just before Suicide Squad movie came out. And then it all went downhill after that because of just what they tried to do with Harley Quinn. By the way, if you didn't know, what's her name, who plays Harley Quinn, has said she's done for a while. That's it. She's done for a while playing Harley Quinn.
Why was that?
Burnout. She said she made the Harley Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad back to back, and she said it's exhausting playing this character because she's so.
It's so hard. She said DC didn't have a plan, didn't have a clear plan.
Oh yeah, they got nothing. Yeah, they got nothing for her going forward. Yeah,
nobody has a plan these days. Plans are like evil now. Remember, Black Widow script was made in 11 days. The planning for the script was probably done in 0 days. Like there's no.
You do realize plans and being on time are white supremacy.
Oh, I heard objectivity is white supremacist. So.
By the way, the tagline for Taskmaster on Sideshow Collectibles is his call sign is Taskmaster. He controls the Red Room.
No.
Yelena Belova. Yeah.
Dude, that's probably what it was originally, that he was just the top dog of the Black Widows. He was like the harsh trainer. He would get them all into shape. He wouldn't accept any weakness, that sort of thing. It's probably just a straight up normal bad guy.
That's a man taken away from a woman.
Have you guys seen the trailer for What If? Or as we call it, White Man Bad, the cartoon for 2% trite for $5. What If is a great story, is a great comic book series. And I can't even remember one where they race and gender swap. Well, no, I think they gender swap one character, but it's always like, what if, fucking Tony Stark was Thanos or some bullshit like that. That's what they did. No, the what if now is, what if Captain America had boobs, and what if Peter Quill was black? And it's just, yeah, I saw.
Well, I mean, that's essentially what this one is, and it's what if Agent Carter was completely flat chested and had the shield. That's one. It looks horrific.
Yeah,
I was really.
I don't think I can watch that. I don't think I can do it.
Before the thing lands next to Tony, Killmonger blocks it or something, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, Killmonger just turns up in the middle of the Iranian, Afghanistan.
Like, are they doing? Is that supposed to be Killmonger becomes Iron Man? What the fuck's happening?
Maybe.
Look, he's black. Shut up.
I was just so lost.
That's what it is. More
a villain. Like, what the fuck's happening?
I love how Killmonger still has his hair in the military on an op.
Yeah. Killmonger frustrated the hell out of me because that's just another example of like those people were like, he's such a fantastic villain. He's so interesting, so well motivated and stuff. I was like, he literally says, "I'm going to kill children." It's like, we're doing it. We're killing the children. I was just like, how do you?
He was
so annoying.
Smaller. He was. Every villain has to be victimized. So the greater villain is the system in Marvel now. The system.
It's not even villain, Gary. Look at Wanda. She's a villain.
It's just everyone.
But she's a hero. But she's a fucking villain who got no comeuppance whatsoever. In actual fact, she got fucking validated on her way out the door.
Oh,
they just don't understand what you gave up.
By the way, the Uber Geek for $2. I'm gonna have to put this at the beginning of all of my live streams. The Orc Commander from Return of the King, light as usual. Roger H, thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, dude, I'm that's on a loop in every one of my fucking videos. They'll never know what you sacrifice for them. I just want to scream every time I hear that.
It is the stupidest line in hero history.
It's so disrespectful.
It is. And like, this is the same place that brought us, like, I can do this all day. I am Iron Man, and all those fucking money shots that we love. And now it's Loki getting kicked in the fucking balls. And that's, I'm telling Sylvie she's amazing.
If you go,
even though you've done nothing and we've just met each other, and even though you've shown nothing but disdain for me, I just want to say you're amazing because we're both bisexual.
I've been married to Mrs. Nerdrotic for 18 years, and if she sat down next to me and went, "You're amazing," I'd be all, "What the fuck?
What do you want?"
wait.
What do you want from me? How much does it cost?
Yep. Jesus
Look,
Christ.
you know what? When Owen Wilson got booped, right? I had there was a tiny little spark in my heart of, oh, there he goes, I guess. You know,
I think
and then they cut to Loki going. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, because Loki said he's his frenzies, the scene before or whatever.
Not friends. He just got done torturing.
I know, but he just went, instead of being from a poet, what about being from a friend?
Fucking
what?
He was 36 hours away from killing half of New York, including men, women, children, the entire earth.
And in the last episode, when they hugged before he went back in the fucking Hoofa Doofa wall,
The Hoover Doofer.
He turns to fucking Sylvie woman and goes, "You're my favorite Loki, though." And I'm just like,
Oh,
you gotta cook him on his way out of a fucking hug as well.
yeah,
Well,
she's
you know
my
what?
favorite.
You're my favorite, though. Fuck off, mate. I hope you get fucking squadaggled back into the smoke monster's penis.
Joss Whedon choosing to write one joke in Avengers has cost Loki the whole show as well, where he says he has Black Widow say he killed 80 people in 2 days, and then Thor goes, he's adopted. Like it's to move him away from being like he's Asgardian. He's adopted.
Yeah.
And it's just like that was clearly made to be a little bit lighthearted because we all already know that Loki is killing people willy-nilly. But when you confirm 80 lives were taken, you can't coexist with a Loki who's like, oh no, we must protect the people. Oh no, look after them.
But Silver doesn't make any sense herself. Because she escaped as soon as she got captured and has basically just done fuck all for 29 years.
Yeah, I guess.
And then 29 years later, it's just like, right, now I'm going to start killing some time cards.
Well, I'll tell you what she was doing. She was teaching herself magic, idiot.
Well, no, she'd already done that at the age of 6. So, you know.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yeah, at the age of 6. She taught herself magic at the age of 6.
Hell.
Oh wow, you got the baller on that one.
Yeah,
That's so much worse.
yes. At the age of 6, I taught myself magic.
She taught herself magic before she learned how to flick her bean.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Is that worse, or is it worse that she teaches Loki in 5 seconds
Teaches him what? How to be a cock?
how to do the spell? She teaches him in episode 5.
And only if they did that sooner, they might have been able to save Richard E. Grant's fucking Loki sacrifice.
I didn't think she was telling him how to do the spell. I just thought she was channeling it through him because he's so fucking incompetent.
Doesn't she say something like you just gotta believe or some bullshit?
Yeah, she did. She says you can do it too because you're me, except for my fallopian, my ears.
Yeah, I thought she taught herself the bullshit after she was captured, not when she was fucking 6.
No.
That is it's retarded, man. It is.
Apparently she's Loki's 1,500 years old. So for her to get to her state, she must be around about 1,000 years old, apparently, according to chat.
Yeah, she's just been
so she's just been fuck all for 1,000 years.
And she's not like psychotic. She's pretty well adjusted for bouncing around apocalypses, watching worlds die over and over again.
Well, yeah, because everywhere she goes, people probably just say, "You're amazing."
You're
I
amazing.
am so.
They don't want to tell you you're amazing. Yeah, every fucking day of my life.
Here comes another compliment for Winter Soldier. As you ready?
Okay, here we go.
So telling us that this is a man who spent his whole life being like frozen, unfrozen, sent on missions to kill people he doesn't want to kill. When you break him out of it, he's just losing his shit. He's like looking everywhere, he's sweating, he doesn't know what's going on. He's struggling to even trust anybody. If you remember, like in Civil War, they lock him in a vice, and the first thing he says is, "Did I hurt anyone?" Because he already knows he has.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Then you transpose that to what we were just talking about, and then also Florence Pugh waking up from her nightmare world of blah, blah, and then she's just like, right then, off I go. I'll stab this chip out of my leg, and then we'll get on with talking to Natasha. It's just like, oh, okay.
What was she even doing? She's just killed one of her best mates in the whole fucking world. And she's just like, here, let me get this fucking bottle of fucking liquid jizz. And I'm just going to stab this out. Deuces.
She sent all the vials to Natasha. Do you remember what she says when she
no
first meets
tears,
Natasha?
no fucking, oh god, I fucking killed you. It's all right.
This by the way,
you whipped my gut out.
This is why the first act is not good as. All right, you ready? So
okay.
She knows all this shit. She decides to send all of the vials to Natasha. And what does she say when she first meets her? Oh, I'm not even sure I can trust you.
Yeah, I know.
You sent her all the fucking vials.
I'll say when I was watching it at the time, I was not like, I'm not going to praise the first act. I just wasn't, I didn't think it was that dumb until I started watching it again. And I had to change fucking everything. So, because the entire movie sucks. Like the entire movie sucks from beginning to end.
You're speaking my language.
I don't want to watch it again, though.
No. When I first saw it, I'm like, the first act wasn't, I was in agreement. I'm like, the first act wasn't that bad, you know? And then I went back and watched it again. I'm like, no, I'm fucking like lowered expectations. I just watched Iron Man. It's fucking bad.
She's phenomenally stupid. She sends her the vials with no instructions, and she said she was expecting to see Captain America take out the Red Room. And it's like, how would he get the location for the Red Room off the vials? And even if he did, it constantly moves, is what she says. And then everyone who goes in and out gets their mind, they're sedated. So how exactly are the Avengers?
I want to be sedated.
I did too.
And then it's like, wait, why didn't you just send one vial, care of Tony Stark, with a little note saying this is used to mind control people by a guy called Dreykov. You can find out from analyzing it. Please reproduce it and save the crazy world assassins that are all around the world. Thanks. She's like, I thought you would send it to Tony. It's like, you said you watched the news. She's literally on the run, you fucking moron. Like, what have you been doing with your life?
Well, yeah, I can understand why she can't get it to Cap, because Cap's on the run. So we don't know where Cap is. But Tony,
she names Tony. She says
that's a different kettle of fish. Yeah, that is a different kettle of fish.
I'm not exactly talking to Tony, but I mean, so we'll just let the Red Room go on and all these because I'm not talking to somebody.
Well, yeah. Again, and that's another
that's
knock
such a woman thing to do.
It is.
It's another knock against Natasha's basic intelligence. She's like, wait, the Red Room's still going, but we killed Drake.
Even if I'd fallen out with Gary, I'd still be like, Gary, it's ours. Look, mate, I've got this file which can help you take out the Red Room. All right, I'm going to send it through to you. Do what you want with it, mate. Okay, cheers, trap. I'd still even do that.
Yep. I'm not speaking to him like this will save you.
Speaking to Gary because we're having a tiff.
Speaking to him right now.
Remember, she thinks the Red Room was destroyed originally because she killed Dreykov. That's it. That's her reasoning. The Red Room is the Death Star's gone. I killed the Emperor. It's like, no, it's still fucking there.
No one's ever really gone more.
Well, you know what? Kill a Death Star and the Emperor, and you get 1,000 times that amount. It's like a Hydra, but cranked to 1,000. You don't want to be doing it. Wait for episode
Hydra with 1,000
12.
heads now.
In episode 12, they're going to have a galaxy star where it's just this thing that fires planets.
It's just a
Unicron.
If J.J. Abrams has anything to do with it, yes, there'll be a galaxy.
The huge realization, the epic fucking ending to the first part is they all look down and they're like, you're standing on the Death Star. Whatever planet you're on, you're on the Death Star.
And then you zoom out and you see like the galaxy and then the
big red eye just open up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And the Emperor's back again.
He's back again. He's out. You killed me last time. Do it.
You failed to kill me, Jedi.
I am all of everyone.
I am even Rey now as well.
Jedi. Thank you guys for what you do. I hope Gary moves as smoothly as possible. I hope all my moves are. As you are still looking to move, are you still looking to move to house your doll family? Keep on absolutely crushing it. If the long man is here, hey, and he's here. Hey,
hello. He is here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still keeping an eye open. I might the other week I might have got a little bit above my station, and instead of looking for affordable properties for me, I just decided to look about what was in the area that cost around £3 million, which was great because it was fun. It was just fun. It was just fun to do. It's just like, how does the other half? What can I get for £3 million in this region? And there was an incredible house. There was another one where I was just like, "This, you are not worth 2.8 million. Get the fuck out of here." But there was one which was like a modern build, and it had like solar panel like farm next to it, which was powering it, and it like an inbuilt swimming pool and theater and gym, and had all of these brilliant, lovely things. It was all very modern. The kitchen was the size of 3 of my houses. It was, so if anyone's got $3 million that they could loan me, I can pay you back at £10 a month.
The bank might.
That's pretty generous, actually. £10 a month, yeah.
I think so. I think so.
£3 million pounds? That's like real money.
That's about $4.5 million.
Tim Pool can probably afford that nowadays, Kenny.
Death, murder, murder, death, end of the world. Death, murder, murder, end of the world, end of the world, end of the world.
Civil War.
Civil
I like
War.
that movie. It's a good movie. What do you mean? What?
It's a good movie.
I like
Not as good as Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier is the best Captain America movie, but I like Civil War. A lot of comic fans, and I count myself as one of them, there's parts we don't like because of what could have been. And that's stuff you don't have to worry about, Mahler. It fucking Civil War started with a character called Speedball is fighting a bad guy named Nitro. And he's part of a super team that's filming a reality show. So it's basically they're kind of fucking around, and Nitro and Speedball's powers are just not compatible. And when they fought each other, it was like a nuclear fucking bomb going. It kills a bunch.
So what year was this?
This was Civil War. This is how Civil War started.
Yeah. What year did Civil War? 2005.
So the New Warriors.
So they stole from Kingdom Come then.
So nobody saw this coming, because it was in like this little side story of the New Warriors, and Nitro and fucking Speedball blow up a school full of kids. So they bring in the Accords. Tony takes one side, Steve Rogers takes the other. Spider-Man's involved, the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards sends Hulk off planet. Like, he is too dangerous. He will flip any other side, so he tricks his fucking ass off planet. And this leads to Hulk, World War Hulk and Planet Hulk. But yeah, he gets him on a spaceship and goes, "Sorry, Bruce, I had to do this to you. And I'm sending you a planet where you'll be safe and peaceful, but you can never come back." And all kinds of fucked up things happen. Wolverine walks the earth looking for Speedball, because after Speedball kills all the kids, he turns into a hero called Penance, where it's basically a BDSM fucking costume that's got spikes on the inside because he just wants to punish himself because he just fucking hates himself, but he's too much of a coward to kill himself. Nitro's obviously dead. And like, that's what could have been. It's fucking amazing. And Spider-Man gets betrayed by Tony Stark because Spider-Man finds out Tony Stark put a kill switch in the iron costume that he gave him. And it ends with Captain America getting killed by Agent Carter, who's mind controlled by the Red Skull in another body. It's fucking great shit that we could have had. See, the source material is always better.
That's the thing. Out of the 1,000 stories they could have told in the MCU, we've done like 7.
Yeah, but I'm slightly confused though, Gary, because I'm wondering, where does Freckle Jesus come into this?
Much later. Freckle Jesus she ass rapes Thanos. She pegs him, and after she pegs him, she pegs him with Galactus's dick that she ripped off.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
That's a big dick. The Galactus got a big dick.
Yeah, and that's since she controls the Marvel universe now. So, Freckle Jesus. Was that a little? Sorry. I love that fucking Disney hired the same person to play Infus Nest to be the fucking flag smasher and fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Falcon just basically sucks her dick the entire fucking. It's like, you don't understand. It's her motivation. Doesn't matter if she kills people. It's for the right reasons. She's stealing stuff that wasn't hers in the first place, but she wants
killing those innocents for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when he's like, "You guys haven't even thought why this girl is trying to destroy you." It's like, yeah, there are 1,000 reasons that people just kill each other every day. Like, the idea that we got to understand this one particularly, the one that's been burning our people to death. Like, fuck it, no, fuck off.
You wonder why people don't like Black Falcon.
Oh, it's such a fucking shame, man. Well, that's the thing. If ever I do coverage of it, I intend to basically call Walker Captain America from now on. It's just like, he's the one who earned the title when he threw away the shield in order to save people's lives.
Instead of Texas Ranger,
that was such an earning the mantle moment. I don't even know if they knew that when they made it.
And they cooked him on that as well.
The woke storytellers, for one, they're so inexperienced. So they're deliberately going against the grain. I mean, superhero stories are the hero's journey over and over and over again. Men, women, doesn't matter. It's the hero's journey. And they're deliberately, when they go in to write their scripts, for one, there's no showrunner for Marvel shows. There's a head writer, but there isn't a writer's room. So the first thing they do is, we are not going to do the hero's journey. We have to find ways around it. Instead of going, I've got this great story idea, let's work with this. No, they come in with agenda first. We need to show this thing. And again, these movies are pre-made. I guarantee you that ending sequence for fucking Black Widow was conceived before they had a story.
Yeah, probably.
What you mean? The post-credit scene?
No, the ending scene where they're all falling in the giant fucking airship. That was conceived before they had a story.
Oh, dude, they probably just wrote Act 3 generic fucking shit. Generic explosion-y shit.
Do you guys remember when Black Widow gets blown out of the facility, jumps back in, falls through the floor, and ends up at Taskmaster's cell? What the fuck?
Yeah, and then lets her out to fight her later.
But she's just like, I'm gonna let you out and you can fight me, or you can believe in the power of the heart of the cards and not fight me. But all I know is love's going to save the day. She said some fucking shit like that, and I was just
she did, and not thinking about like you're letting out a murderer who's gonna murder a lot of fucking people.
But she's a woman.
Literal mind control. Stuff that makes pigs stop breathing. Like, why have you decided I can reason her into? I could do it.
But she's only doing it for her fucking selfish reasons. Because she believes that she blew her up as a fucking kid, so she just wants a second chance to save her because she killed her first time.
Well, here comes another compliment for
fucking selfish.
For Winter Soldier. When he first sees Bucky, he says Bucky, and then Bucky goes, like, who or what? Like, who's Bucky?
Who's Bucky?
Like,
yeah.
So that's enough already to know that you got him thinking about it. The fact that he even responded. There's never a moment like that. All of Black Widow, they are automatons. They are mind controlled to the point where you cannot even speak to them. But for some reason, Black Widow's like, I'm gonna release you, and you're gonna be chill, okay? You knock it. Oh, you're getting close. All right, that's fine. Just chill out. Like, we can be friends. Oh, you're getting your sword.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we?
Please just listen, okay? You've been mind controlled and you cannot make any choices. Let me help you. This is what I mean. Like, Natasha seems like she's dull as a brick in this film. I don't know what she's doing.
She's mute. She plays like
she's stupid.
She's playing this shy character that she isn't, and she does like. You can barely raises her voice in the entire fucking movie. Watching it a second time, I don't know if you've watched it once, Mahler.
Oh, Black Widow, twice.
Okay, I've watched it like one. I mean, I can't say I've watched it twice. There's like scenes, like action scenes, I just fucking blew through. I didn't care. But yeah, the only scenes that kind of work, the only things that, as long as you don't see them as connected to anything, I'm saying in isolation, when they're sitting down and talking to each other, you could tell the director's way more comfortable with this shit. Like when they're just doing the little banter stuff and the dinner table stuff, it's meaningless bullshit. It's a complete fucking waste of time because this family doesn't stay together. Natasha dies at the end. So she got to get to know their fucking fake ass family that she was with for 3 fucking years for like a minute. When the Avengers are clearly a better family, you know.
They are her family. That's the whole point. They fucked it up. They gave her the Avengers family, your fake undercover but totally real family, and a bloodline family. She is told that only the mother in her birth family is dead. Wouldn't you go and find out where they are? You'd be like, who knows it?
Well, yeah, but when the woman's dead, who cares?
She's literally told they didn't give up on her. They tried to get her back, and then the mum was killed. So that tells me, I'd be like, oh shit, that might be, my dad might be out there, like looking for me.
Do I have any brothers, sisters?
Exactly. She doesn't give a fuck because, you know, Natasha Romanoff of the MCU, she's never really been associated with family. I don't think she's ever really cared about like family stuff. That's never really been what she's about. So I can understand why she wouldn't care about that.
Belonging. She needs somewhere to belong.
Never given a fuck about any of that. So introducing this whole other family she could be a part of and another family she could be a part of. That's not fucking. Do you like the line at the end? She's like, I had 2 families the whole time. I was sitting there, I was like, you have 3 families. Pay attention.
But then Kevin Feige said, nice. Kevin Feige said afterwards that the reason why they didn't put a big cameo at the end was because she didn't need the boys.
Right.
So
yeah, she did.
Your whole story arc about family and reconnecting with family, and then you're just like, well, we could have a reconnecting with family at the end, but that's men, so let's not bother. These people are fucking retarded.
Because you're making me think now. It's like, what if she went to the raft at the same time that Cap did, and then she's breaking out Hawkeye personally, and we get to see that happen?
We've already been told off a lot tonight for writing a better story than they did, Mauler. And that could have wrapped up the whole Budapest thing up, nicely. But no. Remember, okay, not that we don't know this, but these films are being made purely to emasculate men.
Yes.
They don't want men in this. They don't want strong men in this. We have three main characters. Well, not main characters, but we have three men in this. We have the father, who's all over the place. We don't even know what his personality is. It seems to change scene by scene. We have Ray Winston, who's just literally a comical villain. He's so one-dimensional and stupid, and he's barely in it anyway. And then we have Femi Friendzone weapons dealer, who's just absolutely non-threatening. And if she passed out due to drinking, she would wake up in bed, tucked up, without her clothes touched at all. And she would have a coffee and eggs and bacon waiting for her when she did that, because he would be the perfect gentleman type of business. There is not a masculine man in this film apart from the fucking stunt double who's playing Taskmaster throughout it all, who they pretend is a woman. So you can't have people like Hawkeye in there, because Hawkeye would be a masculine element. You couldn't have a cameo from Thor or Iron Man or somebody, because that's a masculine element.
So they're deliberately missing opportunities. Like, they are deliberately leaving money on the table. They are deliberately alienating fucking comic fans for their fucking agenda. So have they lost their mind? No, this is all based on that ESG score shit. And they think this is what the public actually wants. And it's hard to prove them wrong when the consumers go and eat this shit up. I don't know what to say. They need to have they need to fall in their face. That's what they need to do. And they will eventually.
Hence our existence telling people, don't eat this shit. We'll tell you exactly why you shouldn't. Extensively, forever. Don't worry. We'll keep, because there was a discussion I saw on Twitter the other day with a couple of creators saying, is it worthwhile covering bad content when it could increase the amount of eyes on it? I've always been convinced that I think we take away eyes more than we add to it. I've seen people on my subreddit talking about how they exclusively consume the MCU now through coverage, not through watching the MCU.
Uh-huh. No,
I did to you, Ola.
It can have a reverse effect once in a while, I think, but for the most part, no, they hate us, and we're necessary. We're necessary, and also, when we praise stuff, I don't know about you, Mahler, but I get the same amount of clicks when I praise something. I do. It feels like when Mahler or Az and we praise something, it's fucking earned. It's earned. We're not going to agree on shit all the time. We definitely don't, and we don't need to. But it's earned. It's like, at least I like it, and I'll tell you why I like it.
It's not like random or anything.
Yeah.
Well, why do we have to blow smoke up somebody's ass?
This Twinkie fucking ad is better than fucking Black Widow with the blind Twinkies. Is better. Okay.
I remember those Twinkie adverts in comics, man. But it's like, it's like people are like, oh, did you see that Shang-Chi trailer? And he's just like, yeah, it was just a generic trailer. Oh, you're just a hater. No. Why? What about that trailer should have me going, woo?
The Abomination?
Generic.
A fucking cameo of a Hulk villain in movie. Oh, by the way, the 10 Rings has nothing to do with Shang-Chi. Nothing at all. That's a fucking Iron Man villain.
Yeah, you reminded me of when I was so excited to watch Iron Man fight a magic user in his third movie. I was like, oh, this could be so cool. Tech Man versus Magic Man.
Oh, versus Mandarin.
and then they were like, we've cast Ben Kingsley. And I was like, ooh, he's a really good actor. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, dude, I am hype. I'm ready. This is going to be great. And then I watched it.
This is the magic of comic books. You can dramas, like have superheroes battle fucking vampire hordes. You know, you can have magic versus machinery, see who wins, science or magic. You know, that's fucking awesome. Or you combine the two, like Doctor Doom. You know, like it's fucking That's why comics rule.
Yeah. Well, used to.
John Wayne for $24.99. Hi, y'all. I wanted to let you all know how much y'all streams help the day go by. The longer, the better.
Ladies.
When we're not working cows on the ranch, I listen when I'm mowing pastures and patching the fence. At for $24.99. Shit howdy, buddy. Oh, whoops.
Don't make me wet myself, please.
The timing of that was perfect.
He can't get through one fucking show. Not one show without fucking it up.
No. I could fix it, but why?
But why?
Why? $99. Hail and cheers to my favorite live stream duo. What do you think will be the next casualty of bad writing after Loki and Black Widow? What if Shang-Chi, the Eternals, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, what order?
Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, Hawkeye.
Well, here's a question: Guardians 3. What do you reckon?
I think that's the only one that's going.
It could be okay.
We'll find out when we see Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad, if it's all intersectional, then
unless they go in and say, right, Chris, they've now just turned you bisexual in the comics for some reason. So we're going to have a lot of man love in this show for you, okay?
Oh, She-Hulk will be awful. You're right, Sean, the movie man.
Oh.
No, I think just look at the Marvel stuff coming out and be prepared. Thor will be following around the much smarter, more capable Jane Foster in female Thor. She-Hulk won't look like a dude. She won't look like the sexy She-Hulk that we all want to watch, which would be more successful. They hired an inexperienced dipshit of a writer named Dana Schwartz. I mean, she's not even smart. Like she thinks she's hot.
No, she's a preppy girl. She's come from money.
Yeah.
So she's just gone straight through the Ivy League school system. She's never wanted for anything in her life. She mummy and daddy's provided everything for her. And she's got a big fucking mouth, which could be fun for a woman, but not her. And she can't take any criticism whatsoever, because as soon as she started getting some clap back from us guys, the first thing she did was she blocked us all. Yep. And we were saying, come on, Dana, come on Friday Night Tights.
I was shipping you guys so hard to Dinaz. Remember Dinaz?
Dinaz, yeah, man.
So
those were the days.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be bad, folks. Even fucking Doctor Strange, directed by Sam Raimi. It's got America fucking Chavez in it. It's like,
I know.
And the Marvels? Oh, Mahler.
You know what the headlines are going to be, though, Gary?
What was that?
You know what the headlines are going to be for Doctor Strange, then?
Wanda kicked his ass.
Well, no, it's going to be Doctor Strange brings queer representation into the MCU.
Right. Did they pull queer people out of the multiverse?
He's just pulling out America Chavez. She's queer. Let's pull out this woman. She's a queer.
America Chavez is supposed to be Miss America, right? They relabeled her, but she's a Puerto Rican lesbian portal puncher. That's what we called her, the lesbian portal puncher. But yeah, she's a Latino trans-dimensional pussy puncher. Yeah, there you go. That's what I do too. Hail Gary, Az, and Mahler. Yay! I can super chat from Israel now, and this is Svi.
Oh my god!
Svi, I didn't know you couldn't super chat from Israel. Your money's good. That's why did they keep you from super chatting? That my
Israel.
God. YouTube is
come on Israel.
Obviously,
get your shit together.
Yeah, it's real. No, Svi is awesome. Svi is the rabbi from another planet. Svi, we've got like the religious. You know, I think we need what is it?
Pull your socks up.
We needed a mom, right? What's it called again? Who's the priest in Muslim? Is it an imam? Aman? I'm saying it wrong, but I don't know. So forgive me.
Derek.
Derek, that's it. We need Derek from the Muslim faith because we've got a rabbi, we've got a Catholic priest. I know we have a Jesuit out there too. So yeah, I'm agnostic. I think Galactus.
I'm Aquarius.
You're Aquarius. I'm a Leo.
You guys worried that Galactus will be like some guy in a suit with a little symbol that looks like the helmet, and he'll just be like a guy?
Yep.
My name is Gavin.
No, Galactus will be a female.
Oh my God! You just gave him an idea. I can totally see them doing that.
And then like his final form is he becomes the gas cloud from Fantastic Four 2.
Oh, because Clouds kid made a big fucking comeback in Loki.
Yeah, well, don't forget.
Oh
clouds
no,
surrounding the fortress.
no, because they'll have it. It's made from the same cosmic entity as the.
It's purple. It was fucking purple.
No.
Gary, another $4.99 for your Get to Texas fund. Thank you. Like Davy Crockett said in the farewell address to Congress, you can go to hell. I'm going to Texas. Didn't he die in Texas though?
Yeah, in the Alamo.
Well, maybe I'll die of old age in Texas. I'm fine
Did he
with
get
that.
blown up in the dynamite room or some shit?
Thanks,
he didn't
John.
die the way that they have history saying that he died.
No, on the moving front, things are moving way faster than we expected. As far as
Wait, didn't you move already? Are you moving again?
no, well, I'm temporarily in San Diego, so I had to get out of San Francisco. Okay, so the way things were set up was San Francisco was uber locked down, but San Diego wasn't. So my mom lives down here. I take care of my mom. I rent, I pay her rent and make sure she's very, very elderly. And my dad died a long time ago. And then Melissa's dad wasn't doing too well. So we moved down here while we were looking for a house so we can be near our parents because we knew they were poor health. And of course, Melissa's dad died. So we're glad we did it. So yeah, it's a double move. It's very complicated, but the deal was things were so fucked up in California and San Francisco, was so locked down, we couldn't work. So Melissa needed to work. So she came down here, did some free, did her pirate hair that she was doing. And we got this awesome fucking house for cheap because we're house sitting and we got the hell out of San Francisco. But the house is going on the market. And apparently there is only 5 houses on the market in San Francisco in the entire city. There's 5. They don't sell a lot of houses in San Francisco. So we're going to be doing pretty good. Apparently,
it won't be soon.
Well, we're going to be able to ask for whatever the fuck we want, which is nice. So it should be gone pretty soon, and then I'll be gone soon.
Do you think there's a chance that San Francisco will get so bad that you can actually go back in and gentrify it?
Yeah. See, well, that's reverse gentrifying. Yes, I do. I think San Francisco can turn into Detroit, but it's got a ton of. It's like London, dude. Do you see London ever getting turning into a dystopia? No, there's too much money there. There's too much power there, and there's too much money and power in San Francisco. San Francisco is like New York of the West Coast. It's got all the big tech, but if they leave, then maybe. But there's just too much. There's too much old elite power. Nancy Pelosi lives there.
Sure hope Silicon Valley don't get flooded or something.
Well, California could fall into the ocean. There is a way it could actually happen.
So there is hope.
Only after I leave.
You only have to. Yeah, you don't want to be there when it happens.
And all my family and all my friends, and there's a lot of people I like in California. There's some really nice people here.
Get them out then.
Oh, there's a toy store I'm going to go to that I wish you could go to called Blast from the Past. It's in Burbank, and they sell fucking hot toys, dude. It's a store that sells hot toys. I'm surprised Robert Meyer Burnett has not told you about this place yet.
It probably has actually. It sounds familiar. The name does actually sound familiar.
Past, yeah. I'm good. Junior wants to go. Going to go soon.
Take some photos.
I will.
There's been a geeky store which has opened up where my brother lives. and it's a comic. It's got comics, it's got toys, and it's got a cafe. So you buy your comics and you get a coffee. You sit down and you read your comics.
I love that. I love that idea. That's kind of what we're gonna do.
That's what I'd like to do.
We're gonna do coffee and barbershop. Have a barbershop. Melissa will be in there doing clipping the hair, the beard, if you want. We're gonna do tournaments, vinyl, movie night. I'm gonna have a podcast studio in there. It's gonna be fucking awesome. You guys can come out too. I'll fly you guys out. You can come visit me in Texas. Every mask character in the MCU assume Whammon, says Taker610 for $2. I would.
You have Tony Stark's mask goes down, then everyone goes, "Oh no! Put it back up! Put it back up!"
Uh-oh.
What happened to the Exozone yesterday, Gary? Says Dave19. It happened. Did you miss it?
Oh my God, you missed it.
I did it for like 3 hours. Unless I imagined doing the show, which I might have done. Thunderstruck, Thundercat for $4.99. Hail BBC, which will come out first? Picard review, Longbow Hunter review, or Winds of Winter?
None.
We are
none of the above.
Everyone will have a Black Widow out review first before all of it. There you go.
Oh yeah, mine's red. Mine's but after we've talked, I'm like, I can add 2 more things. There's 2 more things I can quickly add, but then I just gotta. The rest of it I'll save for fucking when
Taskmaster's Schlong
for EFAP or fucking whatever, or another live stream. It's fine.
Do you know what? They just go. Oh, it's not fair because the daughter grew up trans.
The Transmaster. Hail BBC, I read that one. When friends leave their phones unattended, I say vibrator or repeatedly. Yes, they get advertising for sex toys later, says Kevin. Appeal for $5. That is a great idea. Oh, I just start like whispering right next to the phone. Gay sex, gay porn, vibrator.
Gay man sex. See what pops up later.
Oh,
literally. Oh my God!
If it's my mom's phone, I'll be all like, "What's the finding a Tinder or Grinder?" Should I just say both?
Well, yeah, sure. Grind for your mum, Grinder.
Goodness gracious me! What's happened? Oh
my God! It's got to show his cock. What's he doing? Showing it on the phonesies.
Hey, Gary, what about the BBC losing another 700,000 license fee payers last year?
Oh no!
The figures came out yesterday, and in between 2020 and 2021, 700,000. Year before it was 200,000. Then it went to 700,000.
Damn.
How much? Well, it's dying, dude. There's no way it can last.
They're making old people pay for the license fee again.
Oh, they don't even watch Doctor.
I know, but I mean, they've known that for a while. But now they're doing they say they're going to do the knock on the door and say,
"Oh,
you do know you're meant." I know you do know that you're meant to be paying your license fee again now. I'm 79. We don't give a shit. We are horrible, horrible people.
They are. And then they're gonna
fuck yourself.
What wasn't your government thinking about stamping down Netflix and Amazon, like regulating them just so the BBC could fucking compete?
Oh, not this government. This government hate the BBC.
Or,
you want more people signing up? Fucking hire a writer. Might get there.
If it's the BBC, then I kind of like it. I wish they wouldn't lock you down so fucking much. I think that's a little ridiculous.
6 more days.
You're fucking locked down still?
Freedom Day is the 19th. That's when all the restrictions are meant to be lifted. Well,
are you
free
or are you locked down?
Oh, I'm locked down as well. But I mean, I've decided early on I'll just spend all of it working, and so as soon as they lift me out, I'll start going places a lot to make up for it. But then again, you keep looking at the news, you're like, oh, another month? Oh, another month?
Oh, they're trying hard to extend this one as well, but Boris is like, no.
This is the
But
thing, you
they're
can only
trying.
extend it for so long, and the public are going to get very upset, and they won't be voting for you if you keep doing this.
Well, they got a doctor on TV, didn't they? Was it Dr. Hillary? And he was just like, there should be a mandatory mask mandate everywhere. And then he was pictured a couple of days before at Wimbledon with no mask on.
They always are, those motherfuckers.
Just a bunch of hypocrites. They're all a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Well, he didn't mean himself.
Yeah, I didn't mean me. I meant you, the plebs. I meant you, the plebeians. That's what I meant.
Imagine they mandated that we don't wear masks.
Well, I ain't wearing one, so.
Imagine they mandated that we start breathing all over each other, just to make sure we get that.
Well,
that
hey.
beautiful-
I'm going to start breathing over some people soon. Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness. You can't do that.
Don't
Live
you-
on television.
I'm going to breathe all over you.
Hey,
Think of the children.
hot dog ass. We got a hot dog.
What? Zwag.
Lost for words for $1.49. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Brandon Jones for $20. Everyone from Friday Night Tights and their personal takes have inspired me to create videos again after my hiatus. Well, welcome back, Brandon. I don't feel alone in hating these woke era pop culture, the woke era of pop culture. Thanks, Pops. You're welcome, Brandon Jones. We love to be inspiring. That's don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. Don't get envious. Don't worry about what other people have. Just go like, I can try this, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I tried. That's exactly how I went into it, and I was having fun. I never expected to succeed. Not right. And I went years with nobody listening to me, and I didn't care. Well, religiously, me and this guy named Dennis did a podcast twice a month, right? Where we just went down the news. I posted it on iTunes, no promotion whatsoever. Some people from the Comic Outpost listened. That was it. And then one day I started backing it up on YouTube. And then we're like, hey, it's easier to record podcasts on this live stream thing. And then like 3 weeks later, some guy emailed me and goes, I've been watching your fucking live streams for 3 weeks. There's a chat. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, this
I can believe that happened. You didn't even know there was a chat.
I believe you as well.
and,
Those were my first decisions when I made EFAB. I was like, chat's going on screen. You fuckers are a part of this.
Yep. Hey, that was that. You inspired me to do it too. See? I mean, I could call it ripping off or paying homage, but I call it inspired. You inspired.
It's inspiration.
You inspired me to call my channel Nerdrotic.
Yes. Even
You guys
before.
know that WandaVision's got 23 Emmy nominations.
Of course it has.
23.
Yeah, but you dude, I'm wondering why you're confused.
23?
This is the market that they're appealing to. These are the people that they're appealing to.
I didn't even know there was that many categories. Like, Jesus.
There isn't. I think they made up some. I think there's some.
The best WandaVision episode
Thursday.
goes to
It wasn't on Thursday.
The greatest
Falcon and Winter
display-
Soldier. What?
The
This is
greatest
crazy.
display of slavery. The greatest display of torture. WandaVision.
This year's Do Better award goes to WandaVision.
Oh my god! Yeah, Anthony Mackie's like,
Do Better. Hail Gary Asmaller. Hi, Rags. Pass it on.
Asmore.
Halfway through treatment and couldn't think of a better way to celebrate than with my fellow nerds and favorite content creators. Thanks for helping my work days fly by. Blessings, Sarah B. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, keep going, Sarah.
You're halfway through. You're halfway there, Sarah. We got you. And it's our pleasure. Like if any good comes out of this, that's it's awfully weird and it's great. Because we are just bullshitting. Taker 610. As Gary, would it be fair to say things you like about Snyder Cut aren't necessarily what Marler dislikes about it? Loved your rage bit, Marler.
I loved it. I loved the Snyder Cut. I thought it was great.
I explained why I
absolutely
like it. It's not rational. I'm a comic book fan. And it wasn't woke. So I probably liked it because it wasn't fucking woke.
I like the stuff that Mauler didn't like. I liked the extended scenes that could be shortened down to 10 seconds, but they were 30 seconds. I like the musical interludes. I like the use of music. I liked the I love the Amazon bit. I thought the Amazon bit on Themyscira was fucking epic, man.
The best Amazon they did.
And it gave me chills when she just went, Amazon, show me your fear. And they just all screamed, we have no fear. I was just like, fuck! That's how you fucking show off some badassery right there.
Genuine question, okay? Because I know that there's going to be plot holes that I think you guys will be like, oh, it's fine. Which sure. I totally understand. But there are some things that I don't get that you guys would possibly give a pass to. Stuff like there are military men trying to rescue the Flash from Superman, and then Superman tries to kill them.
Yeah, but Superman's not in his own mind, but he's not in his right mind.
He has no context. He doesn't remember what's been happening. His core values should be there. And his core value right now is, I'm going to kill the military men trying to stop me from executing the Flash because they're annoying.
I think it goes a bit more primal. I think he's essentially like a hard reset, and he's being attacked, and he's just kind of tapping into his
Kryptonians. That's the way.
Yeah, he's basic
assholes.
Kryptonians.
I just don't think that's Superman, and I think they fucked him over when they made him decide, I'm just going to kill everybody who's in my way.
It's
fine.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so the Snyder Cut to me is Elseworld, straight up Elseworld. So this isn't Superman. That isn't Batman.
No, it's leaning into injustice. Basically, that's what it's trying to do. So, I think we got to see these little bits of flaky Superman, because ultimately, when Lois dies, that's what's going to be the trigger point to turn him bad.
I get in the fights with the Snyder Cut fans over Man of Steel. It's like, I like Henry Cavill. I own the movie. That's not fucking Superman. Not for a fucking second. Not for 1 nanosecond.
I'm right with you on that one.
I think Tyler Hoechlin is a better represented Superman by a country mile.
Yeah. I mean, that show has its little woke moments, but considering everything we're getting, it's a miracle. That show's a miracle. And I love it. I'm going to do a review on that. It's a big old fat, positive, loving review of it. And you know what? I lowered my expectations a little bit because there's so much shit out there, but I like it. I think it's a really good show. Mahler,
and it returns tonight.
Mahler, I will watch it. Mahler, Die Hard versus Lethal Weapon. Which one is the best?
Oh, why would you do that to me? I'm sorry. I got to go with my gut. It's Die Hard.
Yeah.
I love them both, but kidding me? Die Hard. Oof.
Die Hard. You're right. Gary, would you consider a legit personal comic book? Would you consider a legit personal comic book collection, number of books, caliber of key issues and eras, including gold, silver, and braid? Yes, Samwise the Brave. Email me at gary@nerdrotic.com. I am buying collections. They have to be bronze, silver, and golden age. It depends on the golden age. I don't have a fortune. But yeah, I'm buying collections. Oh, I got to see if Hibbs. Hang on.
I should do that from the UK, shouldn't I, Gary? Then I could converse with you on.
Yeah,
what I should be offering.
Hang on, I got to see if Hibbs emailed me back. He probably told me to fuck off, but my comic shop is closing, so
I know
he didn't email me back. I offered to buy a couple of things, and he's gonna probably blow me off. That's fine, whatever. I was really sad about that yesterday, like more sad than I thought I would be. But it's like when your parents when they sell the house you grew up in. I don't know if that's happened to any of you guys, but
I was mortified when I lost my fuck.
Yeah,
but that said, dude, I said this to you yesterday, and I'll say it to the stream because I believe it's so true. That place is brick and mortar, and where you create your shop, that's going to be your shop. It's you that makes the shop. It's where you personally set up. And so when you get yourself established and TIX, and when you feel it's ready for you to go back and open that thing, that's going to be the Comic Outpost. That's going to be your shop. That's going to be you. That's going to have the memory. That's going to have everything that you brought to that other place. And the other place will be brick and mortar. Sure, there's sentiment, but it's you that brings that shop, man. It's you that brings that shop alive. So,
And you know
it will live again. It will rise from the ashes.
Oh, I can't. I'll tell you guys in private. I just had an idea though.
Oh,
It can come out of this. And I do have to wrap it up soon because I have a bunch of stuff.
yeah. I got another podcast to do, I think.
Yeah. So let's 10 more minutes. You want to go, guys? And then
5 would be really good.
okay, we'll go
Whatever
5.
you need.
We'll go 5. God, I wanted to blast it out publicly, but I don't. Here, I'll just put it in the private chat. I
am gay. Oh, okay.
That's it.
Wait a minute. He just said, I am Taskmaster?
I am
What?
Iron Man. What is going on here? This is crazy.
The name. Yeah, I just got it back.
Oi!
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
I want you in my room.
Greetings from the Big Green Machine Babylon 4 from Peppermint Oil Capsule for £2
Oh, and it's gone.
And Daniel, are these new female directors and writers that have zero experience to their name actually writing these movies, or are they uncredited writers and directors doing a lot of the work for them? That, Daniel, that's a good question. And I think yes, there is a lot of help.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. I think there's more a committee than they're using a figurehead to show how progressive they are, but I think it's more of a committee that's actually, because this Black Widow is not written by one person. That film is so fucking disjointed. It literally is like segments that feel like the bits chapters written by different people. It is a mess. It is a fucking mess.
It really is. When you watch it a second time, dude, it wow.
But even first time, it was jarring. First time, the sort of leaps out of what you thought was like Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3.
No, I had to reshoot my review. I said, you know what? There's a point. I'm like getting through the first third of the movie. I'm like, at this point, I don't think I hate it very much. But then I'm like, you know what? Somebody sent me some passwords and shit, so I was able to see the movie again. I'm like, okay, I can reference it now, so I can go in and reference it. And I'm like, oh, I got to I hate this now. No, so I got to take that out and I got to add to it. This is why the Mahler's approach is much better. It's just I got to take my time with my reviews because shit.
Yeah, I'm the raw man though. I got to give my people. I got to give my
I gotta be careful. I'm getting
media.
compared to George R. R. Martin. I gotta make sure I step on the gas, otherwise, people will be.
Yeah, but you put your Black Widow review will come out in 2026, and in 24 hours it'll have 600,000 views.
Whatever video he comes out with will come out and have 2 million views. He can do a review. He did a review on just the first episode of Picard. It would get 2 million views.
Oh hell yeah!
One day I'll check out Picard. You'll all tell me to avoid it. You'll try to save me.
You need to fall into the abyss.
Isn't your next video supposed to be Star Wars related?
Star. It's one of the stars. Yeah, it's about aliens or whatever.
Aliens? Okay. Aliens.
Is it about
swords?
Family? Is it about family?
Is it about family?
It's about one man and his milk on a distant.
Boobies.
As Gary, look up New Wave Toys. They make limited 1/6 scale, fully playable arcade cabinet 1942 to 1943 cabs are out soon. Oh shit! Qbert is their next one.
Oh yeah,
Make like full size video games like that, except without the giant.
Yeah, 1/6 scale. Oh man! Oh, there was some great stuff.
1/6 scale. That's awesome. That's fucking cool. No, I want the big ones. This thing's a beast, dude. That fucking tube television dies all the time. It costs like $700 to fix. Yeah, dude. I put a fucking fortune into that thing. And the pinball machine it's working. It's working. It's right there. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm gonna keep apologizing during the move. I'm gonna be on time limits, There'll be a Super Chat Square Up out tomorrow night, including this show, last 2 Friday Night Tights, and a nooner, I believe. A nooner or no, the Exozone. The Exozone from my channel last week. So thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate your support. We do not take you for granted. Unfortunately, yeah, I gotta go, and I've got to finish this review.
Oh, we just gotta. What the fuck is this, dude? We just gotta. The government just won a 319 to 246 vote in the UK. We now have mandatory vaccinations in the UK, following a snap vote that nobody knew about with no evidence provided for it.
Fucking try it.
The Lords will shoot that down.
Try to stick a needle in my kid.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna pass.
No,
Yeah.
the Lords will shoot that down.
Thank God for the Lords. John Wayne for $24.99. I read this one, but thank you for the super chat. It just popped up. All right, so we're gonna go plug as.
There is no fully articulated tomorrow because Robert's got some work stuff. And we couldn't push it to Thursday because on Thursday, I'm going to be streaming with quarterback Garrett on his channel. And we're going to be discussing Red, the great 2012 Carl Urban movie.
Great movie.
Hell yeah. I think I'm about to record a podcast with Chrissy Maya. In about 10 minutes time, so I've got just enough time for a Wizen to crack one out. I think it's being recorded and then she edits it, maybe, and then puts it up. I think is that how she does
it back up. But I think she should do them live. Talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Yesterday, her and I.
Friday Night Tights. Monday, we'll be doing fully articulated on Robert's channel. So there's going to be a double week. There's going to be fully articulated on Monday, and then there's going to be What Twice on Wednesday. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I know it's our show, but thanks for coming on. Always pleasure. By the way, I don't know if you heard yesterday, but F's in the chat. For Az, everyone. F's in the chat. Az is a solid, good guy. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again today. There isn't a manipulative bone in his body. The man doesn't lie. He's not capable of it. What you see is what you get. Heart on your sleeve. Good fucking dude. One of my closest friends. We love Az. See that? Look at that.
Wow, dude.
Mahler. Another good guy. Another
I'm
good
sorry, I
guy.
was floored by how nice that was.
I know. I'm sort of like,
You just made it so he can't possibly be an MCU hero now.
I can be a villain, though.
You can be a villain.
You've laid the groundwork for me to be a classic MCU villain here on in.
You're on time. You show up on time. You have, you have principles. Obviously, villain.
Villain, yeah.
As, and thanks for being here, Mahler. What a mensch! You come on 2 shows in a row. We have great conversation. I think we talked about Black Widow the whole time, and I could have talked about it for another 3 hours.
Well, that's fine. That's the plan for Saturday. I'm getting a bunch of people together. We're going to talk about the entire thing. So we're going to last 10 billion hours. You know how it goes. And then a week after, dragging you two onto EFAP to talk about Loki.
Yeah.
Start to finish. Going to talk about everything that's fucking wrong with it. Should take a while.
Oh, dude, I am going to get a pad, pencil, pillow, blanket, adrenaline injections.
Of
a lot
course.
of that.
Government.
Oh, yeah, and Sunday.
Injections.
A Subnautica Sunday as well, folks. Sorry.
It's okay.
Which Mauler can just come in anytime he wants.
I sometimes visit.
My firmware update, I can now do fucking Discord on my soundboard, which is nice.
Ooh.
I'm excited about that. No, yeah, that's in a week from this Saturday. Saturday, I'm going to be on EFAP. We're going to be talking about Loki. My review will be done by then, and we can just tear the whole thing apart. I'm sure the last episode will make everything great. I'll be
Absolutely, yes.
Dude, it's out in an hour and 10 minutes for me.
Oh shit! I got to get my blood because I'm going to take a day off from making a video. And then I'm going to get to work on Loki. I'm taking 4 hours off.
as Fringy said on his last stream, even if the last episode is Loki wakes up, he just wakes up and he goes, "Whoa, what was all that? That was weird," and then grabs the cube and teleports out so that it all didn't happen. It's still a shit show, everyone. That was still a waste of time. It's still terrible.
It would be a complete waste of time if that's what happened.
What do we know in 5? What did we accomplish last week other than like Richard E. Grant being cool as Loki, but like then he sacrificed himself for fucking nothing. We saw a castle in the fucking clouds.
Hogwarts is at the end of the universe.
Yeah. Oh, I had people going, "Do you think that's Doctor Doom's castle?" I'm like, "No, it's not Doctor Doom."
Good God, could you imagine who's Doctor Doom in there? That would make no sense at all. Jesus.
No.
Yeah, people are like, what?
What is Doctor Doom?
What are you doing here?
Introduce Doctor Doom after all this time in a fucking Loki show.
Where's the Fantastic Four? Don't know.
Somewhere in a bin.
Yeah. All right. So
doing things.
Oh, by the way, Grayson makes my video. My video will be out in 1 hour. So please watch out for it. It'll be out in 1 hour. I have to make 2 little fixes. It should be ready. And so look for that. And Nerdrotic Nooner tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thursday, nothing. Friday Night Tights, It's a Gundam. Saturday, be sure to tune in on Mahler's channel for EFAP. And how long did you go last Saturday? It felt like you went like a long time.
Just over 10 hours. Gary, they said that Loki is the solution for Doctor Who.
Who said that?
That's the first we covered someone who said, they said Loki is incredible and it's what Doctor Who needs to do.
Who said that? I saw their title, but
I need a name. It was a full fat videos of the channel we were covering.
Oh,
I'm trying to talk Mauler, Gary, and I need your support on this.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. You have my problem.
Okay. I'm trying to talk Mauler into taking a video from all of us and doing a roast with his own.
I don't want to do that. Gee whiz! I have to roast myself too. I was gonna say someone said 10 hours. Wow, I was like, what we did with Falcon the Winter Soldier, I think was like just over 10 as well. Same for I don't know how long we took on WandaVision, but you guys
thought that was almost 10 hours.
It was funny because like I remember seeing you start in the morning and I'm like, I'm gonna try to tune in. I got really fucking busy, and then I was calling Mrs. Nerdrotic like at our end of the evening call because she's going. I'm like, fucking Mahler is still live. I'm like, damn. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh fuck. If they're talking about Loki, that could be a long one because there is so much wrong with it. But
the guy literally argued that like Loki is the Doctor. That's his personality now. They turned him into the Doctor.
Oh, he's a companion.
He's the companion. Yeah, if there's a doctor, it's Sylvie.
He doesn't. Yeah, Silver's the fucking doctor. She's the one with all the info. She knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's just being dragged around like a fucking pet.
And Boss Lady's the master.
What was interesting is he said the one thing he didn't like about Doctor Who right now is the timeless child retcon. He doesn't like it when you fuck with a character that way. But he loves that they've changed Loki from this murderous asshole into like this new character. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Into a complete fucking puss.
Loki,
it was a weird video.
Loki is a terrible hero. He would make a terrible hero. They do this in comics too. They made Venom a good guy. I fucking hate Venom as a good guy. He makes a terrible good guy. His name is Venom. Yeah, but we got to go. So, everyone, you talk to these guys for
hours later.
Everything will be made up on the Super Chat Square. Thank you to the Modrotics. Love you guys. See you soon. Enjoy some credits. I'm going to keep talking till they start. Bye.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.